those of you that are live on Gold Rocks, you can share it out from my page in about 5 seconds. I see several. And Kevin Thompson, let me pull you over. I see you there. There you are. Rodney, have I made you co-host? Are you co-host, Mr. Berger? You're muted. Okay, currently I'm the host. Oh, there it is. Thank you, co-host. All right. Now you should have a lot of controls there, Mr. Berger. I've made you co-host. I'm also Mr. Thompson. I'm looking for Jamil Muhammad. And did you get in touch with Miss Maxine Jones, Mr. Berger? You are muted, sir. Mr. Berger, you are muted. You are muted.
Boy, I didn't even realize that. Thank you. Sorry about that. I'm like yakking away. She knows about it, of course, and she said she does have a commitment. She has to leave at 5, but she'll try to be on for a little bit before then. So
okay, no problem.
Yep.
All right, well, let's get started. We are live on, let's see, here he is. There's Mr. Jamil. Hold on one second. We are live on Facebook. For those of you who are wondering what I'm spouting about, we are having our Gram-A-Thon. Mr. Best, I'd like to kick it over to you to sort of give us a backdrop of why we do Gram-A-Thon. Over to you.
Oh, sir. Wow. Okay. Now, look. I'm trying to put my grams. I'm trying to put my grams in there, man.
I'm trying to put my grams in too. So
I'm trying to put my grams in there. Oh, give me a second. I'm with you. Well, one of the parameters we put the Gram-A-Thon together, folks, because right now we're getting the auto ship. Okay, wait, give me a second. I'm almost there. Click here to submit your grams. Okay, there we go. Click there. Let's see. Come on in.
You just want to be first. Minister Jamil.
I'm trying because I mean,
trying to get on.
You get in late, man. These folks, they can't get back in.
Yeah, Minister Jamil is trying to get on, but he's traveling. So I'm trying to give him the phone number so that he can dial in.
You have it, Mike?
Yeah, you can text it to me if you'd like.
All right, yeah. Actually, Linda Fisher is the first one who signed in today. So Linda Fisher is an award for being #1. A clap.
She already did her grams.
All right.
But there we go. I forgot to put the country in.
So
okay,
since Mr. Best is trying to,
right, I'm done now.
All right, go ahead, Mr.
Done now.
Over to you.
Look, folks, the whole idea behind the Gram-A-Thon. Thanks for Miss Shelby Thompson. It was her idea. #1, the Gram-A-Thon. The Gram-A-Thon, she did it. Her, Mr. Kevin Thompson, their team, and I said, man, what a great idea. They create some team synergy, some camaraderie. And we just did the first one last week, had a great time, a lot of fun. But it's a Gram-A-Thon and training session. So we're doing a little bit of both here. We're doing a little bit of training, a little bit of attitude. We're having some fun for the next 3 hours. We encourage everybody to go in there and pay yourself first on Friday, especially while we're getting the auto save set back up, the company, corporation, Carabas International. So this is in lieu of that. So it encourages everybody to sort of stay focused, get us all on one page. And also just to see how much gold can we actually, how many assets can we actually put into the marketplace in 3 hours? Because see, we're not buying gold. We got to keep in mind, again, what we're doing is what are we doing? We're exchanging, we got to get out of this mindset we're buying gold. We're exchanging this money, okay, for, I got to go with my wallet, put out, I keep a couple hundred, I keep a few grams of gold in my wallet, for this. That's all we're doing. We're not spending anything. We're not having a spend fest. We're not going to the movies. This is not Friday run to the mall day because we got some more special. We're changing this here for this. And every time somebody do this, they just added an asset to their family. We're encouraging people. Instead of taking that $60 going to the movies, instead of taking $60 going out eating on Friday night, instead of that $60 going and play, going to half hour, going and blowing it, we're saying take and buy yourself a gram of gold. At least a gram, pay yourself. Now, that may not seem like a lot, but it starts to accumulate, folks, over time. You imagine if you went and bought yourself a gram of gold every Friday, at the end of the year, you have 52 grams of gold. Now, that may not, again, seem like a lot, But if you talk to most people, it's more money they've saved. And some of these folks have been working 10, 20 years. And that's the first thing they tell me. They said, Tyrone, I've saved more gold, more money in the 1, 2, 3 years I've been in Caraboss than I've ever saved in my entire lifetime. And so this Gram-A-Thon is absolutely incredible. Ms. Shelby Thompson, again, this impact you've had with this idea, okay, it's profound. And by the way, I love what you and the ladies did on your call the other day. That was a great call, phenomenal call. Okay, I said, man, you guys forced me to retire. You really are. I don't want to, but you forced me to retire because I don't have anything to do. So anyway, I'm gonna be quiet because, we got a master in the house, a master according to this thing, Mr. Jamil Muhammad. Okay, is a master. So I'm just in the way. I just want to tell you I'm excited. I'll be gone in a few minutes. Got a few appointments I got to make. Get back to you, Mr. Delco.
You are absolutely not in the way. It's because of you that we even have this team. Those of you that don't know or that are watching via Facebook Live, Wealth Builders Worldwide is exactly that. It is wealth builders all over the world, and that is the brainchild of Ty Best. So when he says that foolishness about he's in the way, don't listen to him. He's 63. Y'all got to give him a pass. That's some of that 60-year-old stuff. He's feeling like he's not useful. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. That guy is a genius. That's the millionaire next door, folks. Don't let the little free gold cap fool you. That man is a guru. He's been free for over 20 years. What is it, 23 now? 24 years? 23 years. Guys, his 33-year-old son, you talk about a legacy of wealth. His 33-year-old son has never even applied for a job. That's how you do it. So what I want to do before we get to
Mr. Doug, can I say something about that, though? I want to say something about that.
Go ahead.
To me, it's not the fact he hasn't applied for a job. This is mindset now. What's so powerful about that is that we didn't even realize he hadn't applied for a job until he was offered a job. Do you understand? It's so much ingrained in our lifestyle. We don't even think, it never even occurred to us until about a year ago. The Democratic Party said, we'd like to hire you because he volunteered. I mean, he going door to door, knocking on doors, registering people to vote. And he did such a good job. They called me and said, look, we want to hire you to do this. He said, whoa. That's a job. It's like a job to me. And when he said, nah, I'm not looking for a job. Wait a minute. You did this for free last year. We're saying we're going to pay you to do it. He said, no, I still do it for free, but I don't need to be paid to do it. I got some else I'm doing. And that's when it dawned on us that he had never even applied for anybody's job in 33 years. Okay. That's not a boast. That tells you the lifestyle is in front of you as long as you stay focused and don't let anybody steal your dream.
Outstanding. Outstanding. Thank you for that, Mr. Best. And I'm getting some questions. We're here also on goldrocks.info. That's where our local meeting is being held. www.goldrocks.info. That's GOLDROCKS.info. And while you're there, I see my son on Facebook Live. That's funny. While you're there, Ms. Sherelle, you go to your regular Karatbars back office. We want you to acquire grams of gold, most likely cash gold, and then put the number of grams you acquired over on Gram-A-Thon.info, www.Gram-A-Thon.info. Type in where it has submit your grams ordered here. You'll type your name in. You just put your initials. You don't have to put your business all out in the street. Put what city you're from, because we also like to see the diversity and the global reach that we're having. Put your city and state, and then we want you to put your username so we can verify your grams. We don't want any wise guys over here putting 40,000 grams and we can't verify it. Mr. Best can verify your username because he is the founder of our organization. He will see your purchase in his organization downline report, and then put the number of grams and then hit enter, and it'll submit it automatically. And Mr. Rodney Berger is keeping the tally. And there she is. Oh my God, I got excited. I lost my train of thought. There's the beautiful island girl, Miss Maxine Jones. She's on here with us. You're gonna hear from her in a moment. But before we get too far, every 15 minutes, Mr. Berger will do a tally and we'll see how far we've gotten. We have a huge goal today and we're gonna reach it. And so before we go any further, I wanna kick it over to one of the architects, 1/3 of Team Freedom, who these folks are so brilliant. They just sit around and think of stuff to make us rich. Over there to our senior partner of Team Freedom, Mr. Kevin Thompson. Good afternoon, Mr. Thompson.
Good afternoon, Coach. I hope you can hear me pretty well. Thank you so much for inviting me to this platform once again, and to all those who have come here to share this space and time with us. We thank you so much for embarking upon this journey with us once again as we become asset free. We become, those the ones who have acquired the assets of freedom, being able to get involved. And I thank you so much as for those of you guys that know, my name's Kevin Thompson. I represent 1/3 of Team Freedom. Freedom is an acronym that stands for Finding Real Educated Entrepreneurs to help develop others to a millionaire mentality. And then once we secure that platform, we'll educate those individuals to a billionaire, trillionaire, and quadrillionaire mentality. So we on this mission. I'm so elated to be able to introduce to some and present to others one of our partners, the gentleman that makes it all happen for us, the moderator, the chief, income slayer. I mean, the one that brings this thing to life, Minister Jamil Muhammad. To you, brother.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Thank you, sir. To Mr. Best, Mr. Delco, to Mr. Berger and his staff at the Big Tote Board in New York City. We are grateful and glad to be back again, getting greater gram by gram at the Gram-A-Thon on Friday afternoon. I'm speaking to you live. Yes, I'm speaking to you from somewhere on the highway in Virginia at an undisclosed location, but we're still getting it in for the Gram-A-Thon. Why, brothers and sisters? Because of what you heard Mr. Best just say a moment ago. He said to us that this is the time for us to begin to make a decision about what we're going to do that's different. He talked about the idea coming through the mind of our sister, Shelby Casey Thompson. Mr. Thompson, you and your wife are wonderful. The way that you create, the ideas that you create is something that we really, really admire and appreciate you for. But we have something to do today in trebling our effort from last week. When last week, by the time the Gram-A-Thon was over, we could confirm at 6:30 p.m. last week, 911 grams of gold. We do know that we approached the actual kilogram of gold level before that day was out. But today, we're going for 3 kilograms of gold. That's 6.6 pounds. Y'all didn't hear me. 6.6 pounds of gold.
Come on.
And we asked the question before. We said, what if, we asked this question this morning on the power call, what if you could be one of the bricklayers in the Great Wall of China? What if you could be one of the architects of the pyramids at Giza? What if you could become one of the gardeners at the Hanging Gardens of Babylon? Wouldn't you feel a sense of accomplishment being associated with one of the great wonders of the world? How much more wonderful will it be for us this afternoon to contribute to the rise of our own family's financial future by putting things together and giving Mr. Berger and his staff a finger workout today while they hit the calculators. Let's just give them a finger workout. We want their fingers moving like Stevie Wonders at the end of the day, just moving, getting things done there at the Big Tote Board in New York City. So family, we're off to a beginning. We're off to a start. Now, you know how this works. It's 3:15 right now. The time is 3:15 Eastern, 12:15 on the West Coast. It's 2:15 in Chicago and down there in Texas, and even out in Denver, Colorado. It's 1:15. Sure that everybody go now to your Karatbars dashboard. Go into product.
Just a moment, technology. It'll catch up in just a moment.
Some gold. The click in and make your purchase now. Mr. Thompson, if you hear me, can you all hear me?
We can hear you.
Can I be heard?
Little choppy, but keep on chopping, brother.
Oh, I got to keep chopping. Look at here. Let's make sure that we're on there getting it done. So you make your purchase now. Contact your upline. They'll tell you how to make a purchase on Wealth Builders Worldwide Gram-A-Thon. History is being made. A precedent is being set. We're establishing something that's never been established before. And why? Because the time is now. The time is now for us to do what has never been done before. Small increments, saving gold gram by gram. They're doing it in New Jersey. We see that we've been joined by Dr. Gwendolyn Bonner there in New Jersey. We see we've been joined by family members from the Karabars family all over America and around the world. We are awaiting the arrival onto this line for our family from South Africa, where it is late in the evening, but they're still saving gold. So come on, y'all. Let's see who can get started. Come on in the chat room. Let me know what gold you're saving right now. Let me know what you're sending over to Mr. Berger to be confirmed and verified. Let me know what Mr. Best will look at and see in the system. And let's start rolling in gold. Let's make it happen. And you know me. I may not be sad.
Go ahead, Mr. Jamil. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Dave, I'm a gold man. That's all I want to say. I'm a gold man.
The gold man.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
so Mr. Berger is going to do his first update in about 3 minutes. A little bit off schedule, but we're going to roll with that. We're going to do it every 15 minutes starting at 3:20. Let me hear from Miss Maxine Jones for a couple of minutes, and then that'll lead us into Mr. Berger. Good afternoon, Miss Maxine Jones.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Hello. Hello. Mr. Berger asked me this morning, would I be able to at least jump in? And I said, absolutely. I'm looking at all these wonderful guys here. But I was watching you and your son this morning on that powerful live stream. And he said something in reference to the focus. A job takes the focus off the family. And a job does consume you. I love being an entrepreneur and a wealth builder. It gives my family the freedom and the flexibility. I worked for the Postal Service for 29 years. When I retired, it was a good job, but when I retired, that money that was there was not enough for me to live the way I lived when I had the job, going every day. I watched Lewis Young when he was in traffic the other day. He did a live stream. And I thought to myself, I used to get in traffic and I'm just going down there to that job and making sure I did everything I was supposed to do. And when you retire, what do they give you? Half of what you normally make. Half of what you normally make. With the cost of living continually going up. Now, I used to think that gold was jewelry. Thank God for wealth builders and Karabars. I know that gold is money. And you think of people who, they're so busy focusing on making money and for their family, and they end up not being there for their family. And that's so sad. That is tragic. I have a granddaughter that is in Okinawa, Japan. That costs a lot of money to just go and visit. But because of Karabars, I'm building that wealth. I could go and see her. I could pay for her college. I have now 4 grandchildren. I don't want them to have to do a 9 to 5. I don't want them to do that. I don't want to, I did the college thing, just like Mr. Best. There's nothing wrong with college, but it doesn't get you where you need to be as far as freedom. It will not. My father was in the Navy for 30 years, and I was his executor when he went home to be with the Lord. He didn't have anything. Mike, he had nothing. 30 years in the military. This is our time. As Mr. Best says, this is our shot. This is our seat at the table. Everybody needs to jump on this. I did my Gram of Gold already, and some more. I'm doing some more. I'm going to do some for my team as well. But this is the time to get serious about Karabars. Like you always say, stop playing at this. We can't play this anymore. This is serious because our lives are on the line for survival. For, like you said, with your son, that young generation. Oh my goodness, that whole scenario of just prison and what happens to Black young men, that has got to stop. So I am so glad to be a part of this, Mike, and Mr. Best, everyone, and Mr. Berger. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be an affiliate with Carabars International. I love this company and I love Wealth Builders. So back to you, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Delco and Mr. Jamil. Mr. Jamil, I want to say a couple things. I got to disappear real quick and go to an appointment, doctor's appointment, but I should be back on. I'm going to try to get on my phone. I wanted to say something in reference to what, thank you, Ms. Maxine Jones. That was powerful. I wanted to say something in reference to what Minister Jamil said, because he said this morning on the power call. I wanted to address it then. It's attitude. And I think some of you heard the old story before where the guy said he went to some people who were laying brick. And they asked one person, what were you doing? He said, just laying this brick. So all he saw was a day-to-day job. Next guy said, well, what are you doing? He said, well, I'm laying this brick for this church. And he got to the third guy, said, what are you doing? He said, I'm laying a brick for the greatest cathedral the world has ever seen. An attitude. And your Gram-A goal is a part of what Minister Jamil said of the greatest venture perhaps this country's ever seen. I mean, what we're doing, I believe, is historic. Every single step, every single journey, every single Gram-A goal, every single package. Oh, by the way, the packages, the gold in the package counts as gram too. So if you only got a premium package or a VIP package and had grams of gold to add that to the Gram-A-Thon, add everything to the Gram-A-Thon. But everything you do, every little contribution you make to build your family, I want you to keep that in mind now. When you acquire this gold, you're not acquiring gold for me or for Mr. You're acquiring gold to build an asset in your family, okay? This is the greatest history. This is the greatest transfer of wealth the world has ever seen, and we're in the midst of it. We got that seat at the table. We're in the midst of it right now. So Minister Mills said it best when he says, what are you doing? And everything a contribution you make to help your family is going to help the overall package, overall picture of what we're doing and the overall history that we're creating right now with Wealth Builders Worldwide and Carabars International. I encourage everybody to get all the gold you can. I encourage everybody to get you a premium package, get you a pro package. Why? Who would not want to own a piece of a bank? I mean, I'm sitting there, if I leave my house, I said, this is Tyrone, this is Ronnie, this is Ronnie. Okay, Mr. Best, great, I'm glad you got, this is Ronnie from Rocky Mount, North Carolina, who now owns a piece of a bank. I didn't sign up for that 5 years ago. I signed up to give me 1, 2.5, and 5 grams of gold. And because of the generosity and the vision Mr. Harold cites, here I am sitting 5 years later with more gold. I don't know how much gold I got. More cash, don't know how much cash I got. More crypto coin, don't know how much coin I got. And now I get a phone call and say, you also the part owner of a bank. That's the ship you've attached to, folks. Get excited about this thing. Join us in the Gram-A-Thon. I'll be back with you in about 5 or 10 minutes. Bye-bye. Thank you, guys. Mr. Mill, man, you keep doing what you do, brother. I'm in love with you, man. I'm in love with you. You know that, don't you? You know that, right?
Love you too. Ain't nothing funny about it now. It's just we love each other. We love. But let me tell y'all something. This is what matters the most. What matters the most is what Mr. Best said. It's attitude. I'm not going to give you any old tired platitudes about how it's attitude that determines altitude. You already heard all those. But I'm telling you today, what we have to do is determine the right mindset. We must have the mindset of mastery, the psychology of superiority. We must actually develop this to know that we are winning in this war called life. Because there's always somebody trying to pull you down. There's always something that's going to stop you from doing what you will to do if you don't will it strong enough. So we're going to go over to Mr. Rodney Berger. It's time for us to get our first count from the big tote board in New York City. And then we'll go back to our regular 15-minute schedule according to Mr. Delco's direction. You see him there at the control board. He looks like Captain Kirk on Star Trek, don't he? He's just sitting at the board. You know what I mean? Take me up, Scotty. Beam me up. I don't know, Jim. I don't know if we can make it, Jim. All right. No, but he's moving. And I'm saying that these are the things that happen every week to make sure we get this Gram-A-Thon going. Mr. Berger, let's go to you and the team in New York City at the big tote board. What's happening in the first stages of the Gram-A-Thon?
Yes, Jeff, I'm telling you, this is already a powerful session today. Oh my gosh. Okay, so for the 315 tally, we have gotten 459 grams. So how about that, guys? Applause to all those who can see the grams. And our goal today is 4,000 grams, ladies and gentlemen, and I believe we're going to hit that goal. So listen, real quick testimony. I totally forgot about this today on the call. Then I remembered afterwards, oh, right, I wanted to share that, but let me share something really quick. Today, 6 years ago, 2012, October 26th, was my last day in corporate America. I was the first one to sign up for an early retirement package because the week that they offered it, in the end of September in 2012, I was praying for a graceful way to leave the company. And then 2 days later, they announced an early retirement package that if you didn't take it, they would have to probably force layoff. Ladies and gentlemen, I ran to the HR office the next day. My wife said, take it, because the job was hurting me mentally, physically. It was a great job, don't get me wrong, but it was the commute every day. I did it for 8 years on what's called the Long Island Expressway, and trust me, it's not express. That was my last day of the job, and I'll never look back again. But I had a plan. That plan failed. But let me tell you, thank God for Care Bears International. The passion of my life came back again. My purpose of my life came back again. Even though it took me until 2014, May of 2014, when I heard, well, actually end of 2013, but it took me a few months to decide. But thank God for Mr. Delco, who was my sponsor. My life has never been the same. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm the first in my family to acquire gold first generation. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a game changer. And if you're watching this on Facebook Live, stop delaying the decision and make that decision now. It will change your life. Brother Jamil, back to you, sir.
Well, yes, sir, Mr. Berger. And I know you're counting. I know you're counting there at the big board. And we appreciate you and the staff and your effort. You see how he looks like he's speaking to us from inside the controlled environment of a secret location. We can't be telling y'all where we at because we 4,000 grams of gold not being paid to some outside or external source, but being saved by individuals and families who are paying themselves. I heard Mr. Delco say one time, wait a minute, this is blowing my mind. He said, I'm getting paid to pay myself. I'm getting paid to save my own resources, my own assets in gold that's going to appreciate. They're paying me for this. He said, I'm done. He threw his hands up and he walked away from the actual board. He said, I can't handle it. Well, you all going to have to handle it today. Get used to it. You're paying yourself. I want you to do this today because you're transferring. I want you to take some money out of your left pocket and put some gold in your right pocket. Y'all know what I said. Take some money out of your left pocket and put some gold in your right pocket. Let's make sure we do that today. Now, we've been joined on the line by the actual Gram-A-Thon mom herself. You know, we call her the Gram-A-Thon mom, right? She's the lady out of whose very fertile and great mind came the idea that we would actually get together for the Gram-A-Thon. She's joining us from suburban Washington, D.C. Mrs. Shelby Casey Thompson, are you able to hear me? Sister Shelby, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can hear you loud and clear. Go right ahead now.
Oh, thank you, everyone. This is so exciting. Thank you for that wonderful greeting. So I want to encourage people to go into your back office and go ahead and start your holiday shopping. You've got the Thanksgiving cards. You have the grateful cards, the specialty cards. I love mom. Congratulations, Merry Christmas, whatever holiday you celebrate. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to go in here and get a jump start on holiday gifts. If you order now, you'll definitely be in time to get the Thanksgiving one. You know, go ahead and tell your significant other that you're thankful for them, or your parents that you honor them. Anniversaries are coming up, babies are being born, people are graduating in December. So you don't have to just go on here and get gold to stack for yourself. Go ahead and start these gifts coming during this season of Thanksgiving and the season of gratefulness and the season of joy. All of those fun things are in the back. Some of you all who have businesses, it would be awesome if I were a client to receive a holiday gift that was a Gram-A gold. So that's what I'm on my back office right now, looking at all the different holiday gifts, all the different gold, grams of gold that say fun things, because that's what I like. So go on in your back office, go to product purchase, and find something fun to give to someone else. And let's get that weight up. Let's get it going.
Well, there you go, Miss Shelby Casey Thompson, innovating again. So, Minister Jamil, here we are trying to have a Gram-A-Thon, and Shelby Casey Thompson does what? Takes it to another level. And she already, I mean, I'm just trying to have a Friday Gram-A-Thon. She over here in holidays and gifting. Ms. Thompson, tell me what made you think of that today? See, it's before you answer it. It's like my wife, right? So I'll be just doing simple stuff. Like I'm thinking, I got to take out the trash today or something simple. And she's way down the road talking about plans that we need to do next weekend. What made you think about holiday gifts, and why not just go to the Walmart and get a regular gift? Why gold?
Well, you know what prompted it is that today is my grandmother's first heavenly birthday. And she always remembered everyone's birthday, always with a card. She would always put the year of however old you were. You know, like I'm 47, she would put 47 in my card. And I thought about that this morning when I was reflecting on her, and I thought, wow, wouldn't it be awesome if I started the new tradition of, you know, taking over from my grandmother and start the tradition of giving everyone a gram of gold in their card for their birthday. So then I went on my back office and I saw, oh yeah, Thanksgiving. Oh yeah, my parents' anniversary is in December. So I just started thinking about that. And I thought, what better way to purchase it during the Gram-A-Thon? And then one of our business partners, Kay Coleman, her daughter graduated with her master's degree today. And I thought, wow, I wonder if Kay remembered to give her a congratulations or a graduation care bar. So sometimes we forget about, we have gifts right here in our turnkey business, and we don't need to, you know, fight and go out there this holiday season and deal with all those people and trying to make a decision on what they will like. We know that we'll be giving them something for a lifetime if we just go ahead and get a purchase from our own back office. So that's what made me think of it.
You're always brilliant with it. You always bring it, sister. You always bring the ideas, the concepts, and the vision that we need. Keep on thinking, keep on working. We want to try to keep up with you, and we're going to breathe in enough of your dust that we can actually make it across the finish line soon after you. I wanted to introduce you to one of the corporate commercial bankers from the world of finance and debt. He's here with me. That's our friend. Okay. That's my man, Long John Banker. Okay. I ran into Long John Banker down here in Virginia. And Long John is telling you, yes, hi, matey, I came to steal your money and take what they have. And, you know, now, but look, he's got your money, but look what else he's got down here. He's got a treasure chest of what? Gold. Because they all want gold. They're collecting gold and trying to give you worthless fiat currency. I love the idea that Mrs. Thompson said. She said, give your family that which has value, that which has redeemable value, that which has appreciable value, that which makes a difference in their future lives. So we're going to the Gram-A-Thon and making progress. That hour, don't think we forgot it. Mr. Berger said we were almost at 500 grams in the first 15 to 20 minutes of this drive. Now we can knock this Gram-A-Thon off.
Hold on, brother Jamil. Hold on, brother. You got to swipe your screen, brother.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm swiping it.
I'm ready, man. Let's go.
All right, let's go. I'm looking at the Gram-A-Thon. I'm trying to make it grow bigger. Whoa. Wait a minute, Mr. Berger. Are you telling me? No, I'm sorry, Mr. Berger. On my screen, I know I have some myopia issues and some kind of eyeglasses issues. But it says that
brother. You're not having any sight issues right now. You actually see 877 grams.
Jeez.
And 330 We
What?
are almost passing the 1,000-gram mark, and it's
Okay.
not even an hour yet.
Okay.
Woo!
What
Right,
I'm
so listen, guys. Here's what I want you to understand. All right, so
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
listen. So during this Gram-A-Thon, if you're purchasing any of the combo packs and you're purchasing gold to purchase your combo pack, that gold is counted for this Gram-A-Thon as well, and packages. So if you get a silver package, that's 1 gram. If you're getting the gold package, that's 2. If
Wow.
you get VIP, that's 3. And if you're buying any one of the premium packages, get the total amount of grams that's included in that package and put that on this Gram-A-Thon between 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock today Eastern time. And you go to gramathon.info to put that information in. So let's do this, guys. 877 and a half an hour. Back to
All right. All right, so look, let me jump in real quick. I've got some people that are calling me. I feel like I'm working a job right now, which is all good, but they're calling me trying to get their grams in, and your banks are stopping you. Let me give you some instructions, okay? Very important, because as Minister Jamil just showed that banker with the gold at the bottom of his peg leg, they don't want you to have your quote unquote money. I want to show you guys a quick video, okay? So Mr. Berger, let me grab the screen share. This is about a 6-minute video, but I think it's going to be very important. And after this video, I want to kick you back to Minister Jamil so that you guys can see why we're saving gold. Here we go. Let me kick this over to this video. You guys pay attention to this real close, and you'll understand pretty clearly why we're saving gold. Here we go.
And now Venezuela. Every time they've printed money, which we have to print money now, the U.S. does because of the Constitution, it's not going to be pretty. And so I feel for your guys, your age, because you guys are going to not only pay for it, but you're going to have to dig your way out of this one.
Yeah, it's one of those things where us as individuals, younger people need to, instead of looking towards pensions, actually look towards assets and look at ways to protect their wealth. And that's another thing I wanted to go into with you is the solutions, because we could talk about problems all day, but there are solutions out there. And I've heard you talk about it several times. I see those Lear commercials on Fox News all the time where you're talking about gold and silver. And I would like to hear your thoughts on the current gold markets and why you think gold and silver stand out above, obviously, the failure of the fiat system.
Well, like I can plug my new book, Fake, coming out if I ever get it published. I just more stuff keeps coming up, so I keep changing the book, Fake. And it's going to be initially free online so people can look at it. But when I was your age, I was 25 years old. That's in 72. Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard in 71. So in 72, the book Fake starts with me flying my helicopter behind enemy lines into Vietnam. So I went to not North Vietnam, but the North Vietnamese had overrun our position. And so there was a gold mine in enemy hands. So my goofy co-pilot and I and a crew chief, we flew behind enemy lines to look for gold, like idiots. And so we were in this village that's overrun by Viet Cong and NVA, and we're, hey, hi, we came out of our helicopters unarmed to let them know we came as business guys, not military guys. And so we tried to buy gold then, and I realized something. I'd never seen gold because back in 72, it was illegal for Americans to own gold. So that same year, our ship was an aircraft carrier. We sailed into Hong Kong, and I bought my first gold. I think it was a Krugerrand. Was about $50. Well, today that same Krugerrand's worth $1,500, and the dollar's worth nothing. So what I always say to young people, is you want to buy what's real money, and gold and silver are God's money. And what I mean by God's money is this. Is that gold and silver were here when the earth was created. The gold, I believe, is atomic number 79, silver is 47. Gold and silver will be here when the cockroaches are dead. And gold and silver will be here long after the dollar and the Canadian dollar and the looney's gone and all this. So I've just been buying gold and silver every chance I got since I was your age. And now I have, now it's a big problem called storage. And I don't keep anything in banks. You know, I mean, I've had to fly my gold and silver to, what I say, safe countries. That, and not because not because of the country, is America so litigious that if I get sued, then, and if I lose my lawsuit, the SOB that wins the lawsuit has to go look for my money in some other country, which is expensive. So I've hid my gold and silver outside the U.S. in very safe places with long trails. But that's because it'll still be here when the cockroaches are dead, you know. So, and the more they print money, which they probably will, the more valuable gold and silver gets. It's not that gold and silver goes up in price. It's the value in my country of the dollar going up and down. So if the dollar goes up, price of gold comes down. Dollar comes down, gold goes up. So that's why I say gold and silver are real money. As I've been telling everybody for years, you know, like if you have no money, start with silver. You know, $20 for a silver coin. You know, Canadian silver leaf, whatever you call them. Yeah. But I would save that. I wouldn't save the loonie, and I wouldn't save the dollar, and I wouldn't save the yen or the yuan. So to me, that makes more sense.
Yeah. What good is keeping a whole bunch of paper under your mattress when all you can use it for is, you know, fire fodder and wallpaper, as they've seen in the past? And, you know, it's not such a bad problem to have to not know where to store all your gold. That's a good problem to have, but all the same, it is a very real problem. You got to see kind of a monetary revolution to change the tides, and I think it seems like something's happening soon. Now, we've all been probably, I assume all of us have been hurt significantly in the cryptocurrency markets in recent months, but that's not to say that obviously the blockchain technology, when decentralized, has a lot of great potential going forward. Obviously, it's just in its infancy. What do you think about the future of cryptocurrency?
Well, in my book, Fake, I wrote, today there's three types. There's been different types of money through different times of years, centuries.
Hey, Jason here. I'm going to share one of the most powerful secrets in the business world, okay?
Like cattle was one of the original money. That's what it's called, collateral, you know, when they that, and they have in kind, which was kinder. You know, that if you stored your cattle with the lender, they got the kinder in kind. They got the babies. That's called interest today. So it's been going on for a long time. So the three types of money today are, you know, God's money, gold and silver. Then you have government money, which is fiat currency, the dollar, the loonie, the yen, the yuan. And then you have people's money, which is crypto. And it's really blockchain. But I agree with you, it's just in the infancy right now. And this guy, Warren Buffett, and his friend Charlie Munger, they call it cryptocurrency rat droppings. Well, those are the same guys. I mean, they're smart guys, but they also didn't invest in Amazon or Apple either. And now they're loading up on Amazon and Apple. So they're calling crypto rat droppings. At the same time, Singapore, which is a very sophisticated, you know, well-run island nation, they have Bitcoin bonds and all this stuff by the government. So I think when I look at crypto, I've got to be talking to the people that know what they're talking about, not a bunch of old guys like me. You know, that's a waste of time. But the thing I'm kind of interested about crypto is that the guys your age are mining them. You know, and the reason I think that's interesting is that because I've listed three companies on Toronto and Vancouver stock exchanges, and I was a miner. I started a silver mine, a gold mine. And now your generation is starting Bitcoin mines or crypto mines, you know, and it's going to alter the world forever, you know, in a few years.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible what cryptocurrencies are. The potential there is unbelievable. However, obviously, we've seen a recent bubble burst. And obviously, you look back at the dot-com bubble and you see Amazon and you see pets.com. Well, pets.com didn't have fundamental value there, but Amazon did, and they had potential. And Amazon built on that potential. And after a while, they came back, and now they're stronger than ever. Whether you agree with Amazon's politics or not, it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is they bounced back from a bubble because they had fundamental value. There's a lot of cryptocurrencies at the same time that have no fundamental value, and they're ridiculous to invest in. Just, you know, they're scams. But then there's a lot of great cryptocurrencies out there that are trying to innovate. And this is kind of like a free market, the first real currency free market we've seen. And obviously we're going to see the government attempt to manipulate the markets, much like they have. Like what you see here, OM, don't forget to check the links below. Go fund any donation.
Outstanding. Okay, so I know everybody's fired up right about now because I'm nearly about to lose my mind, guys. Did y'all see that stream right there? That was outstanding. Okay, let's just unpack a little bit. Before I do, let's kick over to Rodney Berger, go to the big tote board. I think Minister Jamil is indisposed at this moment. Mr. Berger, over to you and the live stream and the big tote board. Let's see where we are. Oh, Mr. Berger.
Now, Mr. Delco, just one point while you're there going to Mr. Berger. I wasn't really indisposed, but when I walked back past that bankster, that pirate banker, and then I noticed my pockets got to feeling a little light. So I had to walk back around and see what was happening. Dude looked like he was standing perfectly still, but I had to go back and make sure I got my stuff back. You understand? So the pirate bankers and the banksters, they want your dough. What do you do in the meantime? They want your dough. They want to keep you away from being able to do what Mr. Shelby Casey Thompson said a few moments ago. She said, bless your family with God's, even for just that is gold. Gold is, it is stable. It does not get sour. It does not get stale. It does not get rancid. It doesn't start smelling funny or tasting funny. It doesn't rot at the edges, nor does it turn yellow and fade into powder. Gold stays. And that's what you and I want to do. We want to stay. So we're going to go back to the main board, and I think Mr. Berger is ready as we hurtle through that's only in Virginia. Let's go further into what we have to do. Mr. Rodney Berger at the big board in New York City.
Yes. Give me just one more minute. I had to put an entry in for somebody, so give me just a second, and I'll be ready.
So while we wait on Mr.
Are you
Berger,
available? This means something big, sir. That means that something's going on. We're already almost at 1,000, and we're not even out of the first hour yet. Do you all understand what that means? We have already surpassed total. I believe it is. We've already surpassed last week's total in just less than an hour. Y'all see what's going on, right? This is history in the making. As Mr. Best said, you're laying a brick in the greatest cathedral the world has ever known. You yourself are erecting a brick in the western wall of the temple there in Jerusalem. You are erecting a stone in Masjid al-Aqsa there in Jerusalem. You are building something that's greater than anything ever been built in the financial world. And it's you, the ones who didn't have anything. I thought when Brother Rodney Berger was talking, I heard him say that he's the first one in his family to save in gold, to accumulate anything in cryptocurrency. The first one in his family to ever be a financial mover and shaker like he is. He's the first one. And doesn't it say in that book of inspirational messages that you sometimes read, Mr. Delco, that it would be the least, that it would be the last, that it would be those who were thought of nothing, and that they would actually build that which would confound the wise? Isn't there something like that in that book? I think there is.
Absolutely.
I think that
Absolutely.
go right to your dashboard, go on product purchases, click on classic gold if you want to save the classic gold, click on cash gold if you want to save cash gold toward the purchase of cryptocurrency or for your own personal compilation there at home in your safe. But you know, I don't have gold. I have no gold. I have no gold and got no coins, and on crypto, got none of this. Don't come around my house looking for no gold.
And also, let me tell you this, guys, with that being said, go into your Carrot Bars back office. If you do not have a Carrot Bars account, get back with one of these people that's sharing this on their page and set you up a Carrot Bars account. You can do your KYCs and join in on the Gram-A-Thon. But we are encouraging you to get Cash Gold for a couple of reasons. One, it contributes to this Gram-A-Thon. It builds your personal wealth. Number two, as Mr. Kiyosaki was so eloquently speaking about cryptocurrency and how it's in its infant stage, the gentleman said that there are some phenomenal new innovative coins. With Cash Gold, you can purchase our innovative coin. What makes that coin so good is that it is backed by physical gold. Mr. Berger, are you ready to come in? If not, I want to introduce one more panelist.
I am ready, sir.
All right, over to you, Mr. Berger, to the big tote board.
Yes, yes. Yes. Okay, guys. For the 11, I'm sorry, I was thinking 11:45 this morning. For the 3:45,
We're ready.
count for today. We are at 902 grams in 45 minutes. Let's give yourself an applause. You don't have an applause button here, but hey,
Amazing.
902 in 45 minutes. Now,
Yes,
I
sir.
just want to make sure I clarify something. When you're entering your information, we cannot put in decimals like 3.5 or 0.5. It has to be a solid number like 1, 2, 3, or anything like that, or 25, but not 0.5 or whatever. So just make sure you keep that in mind.
And
All right,
Mr. Berger, somebody asked, how do you submit your grams? They're buying grams but not submitting them. Go to www.gramathon.info. www.gramathon.info. Submit your grams there. There's a submit grams form right there. And with that being said, I want to kick it over to one of our business partners who's, well, she'll probably say she doesn't have any gold, but don't tell anybody. She has gold and she has coins too. She has crypto coins. She likes to say, I don't have any gold and I don't have any coins when her bodyguard is not around. Big 6'4" guy named Willie Brown. He's a comedian, but he doesn't play. Okay. I want to kick this over to our golden sister, Miss Sherry Brown. Good afternoon, Mrs. Brown.
Good afternoon, gold builders. Mr. Michael Dalco, you have my video. There you go. Start my video. Hey!
Hey.
I am so excited. You know, this is my first Gram-A-Thon because last weekend I was grinding, getting ready for the Miami finale there. And I'm telling you, I was like, man, my mind was like, I know they're on the Gram-A-Thon. I know they're like just excited. And I was working, guys, but I am so glad to be here today. But you know what I thought about Mr. Dalco, and I went to my back office to confirm it after I was within the first 15 minutes of those that got the gold, the gram to gold. But as I looked in my back office, because like Mr. Jamal Muhammad, hello, said, you know, this Gram-A-Thon, you guys, we've seen Gram-A-Thons and not Gram-A-Thons, but telethons and things like that been televised, and people are calling in and they're giving their cash dollars. So it's amazing that for this Gram-A-Thon, you are paying yourself. You are building wealth for your family. And that is what is so exciting about this to me. And you're helping others. But when I thought about that compensation plan that Carrot Bars has, there's none like it. Not only are you building wealth, paying yourself first, exchanging your depreciating dollars for an appreciating asset, but for those of you who are plugged in and know that the dual system compensates the unilevel and the unilevel compensates the dual system, I've seen I've seen transactions go up in the first 29 minutes, which is very important. They're called contracts, okay? I've seen the unilevel and dual system just work together where not only are we building wealth, but we're building wealth even in your unilevel position because of the contracts, because of the transactions that are just blowing up the unilevel. And that's how people be like, how did I get paid this money? I'm telling you, I've got some of those pools payouts. I'm like, Mr. Daco, where did this come from? Go in your back off, Sherry. See that? That's how you got in the pool. Guys, I'm about to go put on my swimming suit because I'm about to jump in some more pool. Yes, let's go. Gram-A-Thon, baby, let's go.
I want a quick question. Miss Maxine Jones. So you watching all these little young people like I am. What do you think about what the gentleman said on the video? Mr. Kiyosaki said he feels sorry for the earlier generation, Sherry and Maxine, because I was telling my daughter at dinner last night, when I was their age, gas was $1.25 a gallon. Clothes were less expensive. Everything was cheaper. But now today, the prices have doubled, but the income is the same.
Sorry for the early generation, Sherry and Maxine.
So where are you on that?
Because I was telling my daughter at dinner last night, when I was their age, gas was $1.25 a gallon. Clothes were less expensive. Everything was cheaper. But now today, the prices have doubled. But the income is the same. Sorry for the early generation, Sherry and Maxine. Where are you on that?
Yeah, I think you're listening.
I wish I knew back then what I know now. I love the fact that these millennials do not have to go through what I went through. I mean, that whole scenario of, the job, all of that, because we weren't taught, we were never educated. They did not want us to know. I never had a financial education. I had everything else. I went to college, all that, have the degree, but they never talked about money. They never talked about wealth. They never talked about leaving a legacy whatsoever for your family. It was just that same scenario. It just was the privileged few. And the privileged few were definitely not Black people. Let's call it what it is. We were not privy to any of that stuff. And for my age, to know that even now that I could start, when I started with Carrot Bars, I'm like Mr. Rodney Berger. I'm the first person in my family to own physical gold, the very first person to own physical gold. And I'm going to make sure that my grandchildren have physical gold, that they won't have to worry about anything when they get older, that I will leave that legacy. Like you said, they'll say, "Ooh, grandma left us some money. Ooh, grandma left us a whole bucket full of," absolutely. Because I do not want them going through what I had to go through. And I, not even being from this country, I have to blow up Bermuda. I only have my niece in Bermuda that has signed up, and she hasn't done really much of anything. But I have to make my family there aware of the fact, because I'm from an island where everybody comes and they exploit it as far as, tourists and travel and all like that. It's not a poor island. It's a very expensive island, but everything costs so much money, and it's always still the fiat money. It's the pound or the euro. So I wish I knew what I know now back then. So these young people, your son, Sherry's son, they're all so far ahead of the game. My God, they're so far ahead of the game. Back to you.
True that. Thank you, Miss Maxine Jones. We are moving through another historic day. And you see there, if you're watching it on your screens, you can see the still shot of Mr. Rodney Berger. He's anything but still right now. He's moving about, directing folks in the command center by the big tote board in New York. And in just a few moments, we'll have another reading. But you do understand that we have already surpassed the entire output of last week's Gram-A-Thon in just the first hour of this Gram-A-Thon. You do understand that throughout our system, there are transactions being created, as Miss Sherry Brown talked about. And by the way, when she called me Brother Jamal, I love it. That's just Jamil with a West Virginia accent. Don't worry about it. That's just, she meant to say Jamil. I know. All right, there it is. But I'm telling you, we have the right thing at stake. And what is at stake? The financial future of our family. Some of us want our children to have to suffer the way we suffered. That's the kind of backward mind that lets you know you haven't graduated yet. Some of us are upset. We want our children to be pledged into wealth instead of the intake process that came about today to replace us from being hazed. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We don't want to be hazed anymore. We don't want to be jumped in to the actual brotherhood of wealth and the sisterhood of wealth. We want the intake process for our children so they can civilize in a civilized manner, move forward and gain wealth and advantage in this world. This is a vehicle. Karatbars is not the destination. It's not the goal. It's not what we're going to. Karatbars does not replace the things that you've held dear and sacred in your life. In fact, the founder of Wealth Build Wealth, it's God first, family second, and then work your business. God first, family second, and then work your business. That's the thing that has to be done in this effort to make it happen. And so as the rain pours down here in Central Virginia at an undisclosed location, we throw back now to you who are getting in the process. I want to recognize a few people who are in the system. Miss Sherelle Quarterman says she's in here. She's rocking her grams. We have so many others. I'm trying to read the small print in the rain. There it is. Miss Marie, Marie, she's saving in gold. Thank you, Sister Marie. We have folks all over the country. We see messages in here from Team Freedom, and again, Team Freedom. There's April Johnson. Everybody's in this Gram-A-Thon getting it happening. Mr. Kevin Thompson, if you don't mind coming forward at this time, opening up your mic, I want to have a word from you about what your perspective is on the Gram-A-Thon, what you think it means, how does it play, and what is the significance of it to our financial future, both as individuals and families, and also as a community nationwide and worldwide. Mr. Kevin Thompson?
Thank you, Brother Jamil. My perspective on what I feel that this Gram-A-Thon does and what it brings forward is the simple fact of our collective unity. You know, us being able to come together as a unit to be able to prove a point, to be able to, you know, give to ourselves first, paying to ourselves first, but being able to be collectively involved in a system that actually monetizes that payment to ourselves. It puts us in the position where everybody doing a little bit doesn't make one person do a whole lot. And so it gives us the platform to show not only to those individuals who are just trolling our Facebook pages and trolling our Instagrams, just kind of watching to see what's going on, but to see that it's 100% real, to see that there are, in fact, individuals that are saving in gold. Real time, this Gram-A-Thon, it shows to individuals that we are, in fact, believers in the belief, the currency of belief. We've gotten into that into that transition of understanding that this fiat currency has a destination point, and that destination point being a point of time where it's not going to have any value anymore. And so therefore we want to be in partnership with the currency that is forever current, and that always keeps us current, and that's always going to keep the electricity flowing through that current with gold. That's what this means to me, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. We want to recognize on the line with us, Mr. Thompson, is as if by magic, Ronald and Kay Coleman from Washington, D.C., and Team Freedom, by the way, sidelines with the Woodward Group. Hey. But we're on the line. Ronald and Kay saving grams of gold at a time. Finest the Boss Parkinson is with us from out of Memphis, Tennessee. Welcome, sir, and welcome your whole team there. Miss April Johnson is on the line. Janet Andrews is on the line. So many more are on the line with us. Mr. Elton Ziegler Muhammad out of Houston, Texas, on the line with us. So we're all over the country. We're making sure that we get it done. Now you notice the screen sharing signal has gone up. That means that the big tote board has been updated and we're moving forward. Now, let's keep up the pace. Let's keep up the energy. Let's keep up our drive. Mr. Berger, back to you in New York at the big tote board. Mr. Berger, what do you have for us?
Yes, yes. Mr. Brother Jamil, I'm not going to say Jamal, but Brother Jamil, thank you so much. Listen, guys, we are in 1 hour. We did 919 grams. We are almost at that 1,000 marker. So let's keep it going. Keep paying yourself first. That's why I love, it's not great to say that. We're not begging for anybody to do anything to help raise money for I'm going down the wrong rabbit trail. There's nothing wrong with giving to charity, but we're giving to our own family generation today. But keep paying yourself first and go to Gram-A-Thon.info to submit your information so we can count your tallies. And that does include, again, for those of you who are just jumping on, that includes business packages that have grams of gold in it. And if you're getting the combo packages today and you're using cash gold to purchase those, count those grams as well. So guys, this is amazing. In 1 hour, 919 grams. We already blew it up. We've already passed last week, guys. We had a 911 at 6 o'clock. We've already passed that in 1 hour. Brother Jamil.
And remember, and that was a major accomplishment, Rodney. That was in one day, in 3 hours to get 911 grams of gold. That's significant. That's 300 grams, roughly an ounce of gold every hour. But you're already surpassing it. You have 3 ounces of gold in your own personal possessions, in your own economy for your family, in the economy of your community and your Karatbars family. That is what it means when we have the collective strength to create what's called a money system. And in just a few moments, Mr. Dalco will be on the line with us to talk with us about what is a money system. How are we creating a money system? When Ms. Maxine talked with us before about how Bermuda is a self-contained economy. It is not a poor island. It is not an inexpensive island. If you land in Hamilton, you got to pay in Bermuda, okay? Those color, those live there, or if you play, you got to pay there. But what is it that creates an economy with us where we can begin to nourish our own future? We can and shall be successful. Now to our next presenter. I want to make sure that we do this in the right
Brother Jamil, we lost.
spirit, in the right time, with the right idea, in the right way. Back to the phone. Oh, you lost me? You lost me? Am I back?
We have you
Oh,
back.
I'm not back. Okay.
We have you back.
Oh, am I back? Okay. I'm. It's like the old TV show. Baby, I'm back. So I want to make sure that everybody knows we're on here together. Mrs. Thompson, I was asking you to come forward at this time because we wanted to make sure. Sherelle, you do not remember the old TV show, Baby, I'm Back, with Demond Wilson and Denise Nicholas. Don't even front like you know the 70s, okay? But I want to just say that this is the time that our sister can come forward. Mrs. Thompson, if you wouldn't mind, what do you see in terms of the significance of this effort in helping us to create the economy that can build for our families and our communities? You're a well-known philanthropist. You engage in nonprofit institution building. You serve communities and young people from California back to the East Coast and Washington, D.C. How is Karatbars instrumental in helping us to fuel our passions? Could you give us just a moment about that?
Thank you, Brother Jamil. You're exactly right, because that is what I do as my life work, is train young people. And one of the organizations that I work with is that we train young people how to be change agents for the world. And what we're showing as an example here is backing on what Mr. Thompson said, is that we're all doing a little bit so that everyone doesn't have to do a lot, just like he said. And that's the whole underlying mission of our business. Everyone does a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, and it changes the life of someone else. So we're setting an example here today. We did it last week and we're doing it again here today. And it's amazing that we're helping ourselves, helping others at the same time. And you guys, don't forget, everyone can participate in this today. If you have $5, $8, you can literally get cash flow for less than the price of coffee and a donut. And every bit of that contribution helps us to reach the goal, and it helps someone else and starts to build for your family. You don't have to get 5 grams of gold, 20 grams of gold. Just get 1/10 of a gram if that's what you can do today to help and to start off. You can start somewhere. What I did for myself, I had a bad habit of getting a latte every day, and it was unnecessary. It's not good for my weight, and it was money going down the drain. So I decided that I'm going to not get that latte every day. $5 a day times 30 days got me a gram of gold. And so, you know, when you do something over and over and over again, it becomes a habit. And we need to be in the habit of pouring into ourselves so that we can be better for others. Back to you. Okay, so actually we won't go back to Brother Jamil because he's really in a bad spot now. So let's go to Mr. Delco.
All right, guys. So Minister Jamil called me out, and we want to talk real quick about the money system. Now, this is so deep because this is not taught in school, right, Mr. Thompson? They don't teach us this stuff in school. If they would simply teach this in school, they would lose a lot of workers in the corporate America structure. And this is what we mean by a money system. 95% of the people in the world do what I'm about to show you. And Miss Maxine, don't get bored with me on this because you know you've seen this 100 times. I should actually let you teach this one. But 95% of the people in the world do this. This is you. This is 95%. I should put a 95 right here. Right? Back in 2000, let's see, when was President Obama running against Mitt Romney? Mitt Romney's a very rich guy. And he made this little comment on a tape, and one of the waiters was recording him. Well, let's see, Mitt Romney, I think that was, so 2012. And Mitt Romney said on tape, 47% of the people, they're not going to hear anything I got to say. Now, what he was saying, in essence, was there are 47% of the people in the country that no matter what he tells them, they're not listening. And he said, I'm not trying to appeal to them at all. Now, he was running for the president of the whole United States, including poor people, but he actually said what was on his heart was that 50% of the people in the country, no matter how much you teach them, they're not going to get it. You can write off half the people you talk to about what I'm about to show you, and they're not going to get it. No matter how much sense what I'm about to write on the board makes, 50% of the country are completely toast, or as Kevin Thompson said, their grits are straight cooked. They can't hear the truth no matter how we put it. Well, I can write in colors and I can put pictures on here. They're not going to hear it. And it's not something wrong with them. It's something very right with the programming in America. That programming system in America is perfect. It's perfect. They did their job. It works. So those of you that programmed America, congrats. You did a great job. It worked. America is thoroughly programmed. And let me show you what America does. We go to school. We make as good a grades as we can so we can go to college and get a piece of paper that gives us the right to go get a job. That's what we do. We get a degree. We get in a bunch of debt to get a piece. I can give you a piece of, hey, how about you give me $100,000 and I'll give you a piece of paper. We go through $100,000 in debt to get a piece of paper, which is the right to go look for a job. It doesn't give you a job. It's the right to go look and hope you get a job. And then when we finally get one, our whole family, they throw a party. It should be a debt party, but they call it a celebration that you got a job. My baby got a job. Just over broke. If I were to ask right now in Facebook Live, how many of you have degrees and are not working in your field of study, type me. You'll be shocked. It's probably 8. There's Maxine Jones raising her hand. Shelby Casey raising her hand. I'm raising my hand. You'd be shocked. Guys, the actual stats are 84% of people who do what I'm about to show you, practice this plan, do not work in their field of study. What they do is they get out of college and they're so desperate to pay off the student loans till they take their first job smoking to start paying their bills. And then guess what happens? 8 years later, they go, what the heck am I doing here? They're still on that same job because they got a little promotion and a little promotion. Oh, they mess around and give you a parking space. Oh, they really got you toasted. Now you're done because now they pitted you against the other workers and you better than them because you got the employee of the month. This is what we do. Look in the Facebook. Me. Working in a field that you didn't go to college and amass debt to get. Let me calm down. So here you are, the 95%ers. You're part of the 45% that Mitt Romney said, it ain't no sense in them talking to you because you can't hear wealth because this is what we do. We work 8 hours a week, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, sometimes 6, all year, 2-week vacation. We get paid. A depreciating currency, cash, loses 3% value per year. They give you a 2% raise with a currency that loses 3%. You lost what percent? You got what's the opposite of a raise? A drop? You got a drop. You didn't get no raise, you got a drop. They drop 1% a year. And here's why it's so beautiful. Here's why the plan works so well. It's that old proverbial story of the frog cooked in a pot. You drop a frog in a boiling water, he's hopping out. You pull him in, put him in some tepid water, he goes, oh, this feels good. And you raise the degree 1%. Ooh, 1%. And 40 years later, you cooked in the squat. You cooked, right? You didn't even know you were being cooked. You cooked from the inside out. You're mad with your parents. My son said on the live stream this morning, he said the school system, which my daughter, his sister did very well and made great grades, got her bachelor's, got her master's, now about to get her doctorate, captain in the Air Force. She did the military system and the school system. And today she's miserable. And my son said something that almost brought me to tears. He said, because she did so well in school and my son did the other system called the prison system. That's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole, they locked him up for a plant. That's a whole nother, I don't care. I don't even care. I will be as real as I can be on this live stream. They locked my son up and stripped him of his constitutional rights for a goddamn plant that they now have legal 3 states over. And the same people that lock him up in that system now are profiting off the system and selling the plant and making billions. That's a whole nother conversation.
So-called United States. United Snakes.
Man, I'm now pissed. Anyway.
Who's on the United Snakes in America?
You know what? I love my United States. I am patriotic and they need to get it together. United States, we need to get it together. And so these two systems, my son said that the school system, because he wasn't good in that mold that they pressed him in, that he didn't deserve to be in the first place, but he had to go because his parents had to go to work. They couldn't teach him at home. So he got jammed into a mold that he doesn't fit in. And he said the school system, because he and his sister are so different, it separated them, even though he loves his sister. Those 8 hours away and they different age brackets, they're separated for 8 hours a day. They don't get to bond. And he said to this day, they don't have that tight bond that he would love to have with her because the system divided them. So let me talk to you about this. Work 8 hours a day, get paid, depreciating asset. And 95% of the population goes immediately and starts buying a bunch of stuff. A bunch of stuff. Okay? And then they run out of cash, so they have to go back to work and get more cash. Now, I'm going to make that part 1. We're going to go to the big tote board with Mr. Rodney Berger, and I'm going to come back with part 2. Over to you, Mr. Berger.
You know, Mr. Delco, you touched some nerves on that today. You know, I was just telling my wife, Cindy, she's home now from her plantation. And, you know, that almost sounds like my daughter. You know, my older one, she's the brainiac in school, and my younger one, she's the creative one. And she struggles in school because she's trying to fit into the mold that the system's putting her into, and it is not for her. That's powerful what you said about your son, comparing your two, you're not comparing, but you're giving us the details of their personalities and how the school system, they don't care about their personality. They want that system in their heart, in their mind, but that's not for them. So anyway, so right now, Mr. Delco, you're getting us fired up today. Listen, for the 415 Gram-A-Thon count, we are now at 939 grams, and we're moving up. We're deteriorating. We're disintegrating that pile of cash on that little gram-a-meter here. And so we got 939 at 450. Mr. Delco, I don't want you to lose your thought, but I want to get back to you, sir.
All right, so 939. I'm gonna tell you guys why you need to go and get gold right now. Okay, and stop your screen share, Mr. Berger, so they can see this board. You wanna go get your gold because most people, they get paid, they buy stuff, some stuff, belt buckles, shoes, red bottoms, suits, jackets, ties, movies, cruises. They buy stuff, depreciating stuff that has very little to no value, rims for their cars, new cars, whatever. They buy some stuff and then they have to go pay for their stuff, so they go back to work. That's how the poor and middle class continue to feed the economic engine that the president and the administration calls the economy. I'm gonna have to get Minister Jamil to come up with a better word. It's not an economy. It's a system, but it's not an economy. The economy that matters is the one in your own home. So how do you get rich? They look at the stock market and they say the stock market is up or down. Who cares? Only 24% of the people in America benefit from the stock market anyway. That number has nothing to do with most of the people in the world. That stock market number is a gauge of how well the wealthy are doing. Are you wealthy? If you're in the 95%, stop looking at the stock market. It doesn't benefit you other than today is down and that's your retirement. So how do you get into a money system, as Minister Jamil called me out to talk about? This is you. You do what the wealthy do, not what they say. You don't put your money in banks to try to save it. You save your money in an asset. So you immediately pay yourself before you pay your light bill, before you pay your phone bill. You pay yourself, and you pay yourself in assets. You save in assets, and you don't save it to spend it. When people get in Karatbars, they say, well, when I get the gold, what do I do with it? You save it. Keep it. You say, well, what if I need cash? Then you take the paper that you didn't save for cash. The second thing the wealthy do is they move a portion of their cash into smart investments. And this is why we're in Karatbars, because when we get paid, we save gold and immediately get some KBC or KCB to leverage our asset portfolio and prepare for a windfall. The third thing a money system does is it incorporates the efforts of others, which creates more cash. And now you're working the money system without cash out of your pocket. You start with cash, you save some gold, you invest in our cryptocurrencies backed by gold, incorporate others' efforts to do the same, and now you're earning cash without your effort. Back over to you, Minister Jamil.
Doctoral level mix and the science of the flow of money. It's doctoral level anywhere. You can't just go anywhere and get that. But here in the Karatbars family, we're joined by some of the most brilliant minds you've ever seen. You don't find just Sister Shelby Casey Thompson just walking around any supermarket. She's not some run-of-the-mill suburban mom. You don't find people like this anywhere. Where are you going to find another brother Rodney Berger? Where are you going to find him? You think they grow Rodney Bergers on trees? There aren't even any trees in New York. So how could they find them just anywhere? No, this means that we've got to be able to handle this business. And Brother Juan, go ahead to your class reunion. Just make sure you take all your Karatbars information and materials and be ready to sign them up at the 30th class reunion. Juan pulling, showing you he's about to be 48 years old. next summer in July. So we want to make sure we're moving to handle this business today. This rate has slowed down, though. I got to be honest with you. Mr. Delco told me to keep it honest with you. Our rate of savings is getting too slow. We didn't make it that first hour we jumped up, but now we need to jump up again and run at a faster pace. The fastest and neatest workers of the problem. The fastest and neatest workers of the problem, Mr. Thompson, those are the ones who are rewarded in gold. Reward yourself and your family in gold today. Make sure that you go to your back office, go on product purchases, hit the drop down, go to actual classic gold or cash gold, save what it is that you want to save from your account. We just received word in now, the quiet queen of crypto in Atlanta, Georgia, Sister Charlotte Muhammad, Brother Kevin Thompson, she's saved 1 gram, and you know how she likes to do. She'll do one, then she'll come back a half hour later and do another one. She'll come back an hour later after that and do the third one. She likes to space it out, but she's already dropped her first gram in for today. And we thank you, Miss. So we're doing these things over and over, a gram at a time. We haven't been joined by Mr. Alan Austin yet. You know he's going to come on and do his thing. He's going to do that. We haven't seen the battle between Mr. Delco and Mr. Best. You know they're going to have
that one's already over.
They're going to have
up. No, that one's over. He gave up already.
You know he can hear you, Mr. Delco. Mr. Best can hear you. His mic is going to be okay. Make sure make sure you okay. You got to tell the pirate bankers today, family, that what time it is. You got to bop them upside the head. Bop, what's my name? Bop, what's my name? Bop. And then the pirate bankers will say, just like Floyd Patterson was forced to say, Carrot Bars. Your name is Carrot Bars. Your name is Carrot Bars International, and you must be from Wealth Builders Worldwide. That's the battle that we're in. Let's make sure we rumble, young man and woman, rumble. Pick up the pace. That means go in your office. Look for what Mrs. Shelby Casey Thompson said earlier. If you can't do a gram, do 5/10 of a gram. If you can't do 5/10, do 4/10. Whatever you do, put your name on that roll. So there's a man going around taking names. Y'all will hear me now. There's a man going around taking names. You might want him to take your name and list it in the great book of Carrot Bars. This is time for us to move all over the country. I'm so happy that I heard from Ali Muhammad. Yes, go right ahead. Go right ahead, Mrs. Thompson.
Mr. Jamil, I just wanted to, Carrot Bars just reminded us that, can y'all see that?
Yes. Yes.
6 days left until our exchange, right? So that means go get that cash, go. We don't know what's going to happen when this exchange comes out in 6 days. The price that go get the cash, go and go get your coins right now. 6 days. I wish y'all could see that better.
There it is. There it is. And you can see it. 6 days from now, we begin and inaugurate our own cryptocurrency exchange. That's what you're referring to, right, Mrs. Thompson?
That's right. Carrot Bit in 6 days. And it says 6 days remaining before the official Carrot Bit exchange grand opening.
And when that exchange opens, yes.
November 1st, carrotbit.com. I'm telling you, go get your coins. Who knows what's going to happen November 1st?
That's such a good point, Miss Shelby. Look, those of you that are watching, I have to remember who our audience is here because this is my family right here. Maxine Jones and Sherry Brown, Kevin Thompson, Shelby, Casey Thompson, and Big Papa Jamil Muhammad and Rodney Berger. This is our family right here, okay? And so sometimes I get caught up in this bubble. I have to remember we are streaming this live over Facebook. Guys, those of you that don't know what we're talking about, I try to put a positive spin on things, but honestly, you're a little bit behind. I can't sugarcoat that, Minister Jamil. People that are listening, it's like, what are they talking about? They're crazy. What are these people? Gram-A-Thon, you're a little behind. And as my son was over here this morning, I was trying to train him, and I think I want to get Miss Maxine to speak to this point here. I was trying to train my son, and I felt at such a deficit. It's like I actually said on the live stream that I failed my children because just now that I'm learning all this stuff late in life, now I'm just trying to give it all to them real fast, and it's hard. So Miss Maxine, what do you say to those of us that have been in 5 years trying to get this information to people that are just hearing it today on a live stream? They don't even know what we're talking about.
First of all, give yourself time. I just got a call from my business partner. Now, that's Miss Sharon King. She's at work. She told me go in and get her some gold. She trusts me. I have her credit card and everything. I said, yes, ma'am. That's a team player. That's a person that'll run with you. That's what I was just talking to her on the phone. She said, go get me some gold. I said, I'll go get you some gold. But if you are new, the very first thing is to plug in to all these wonderful people that are here, to this system. Listen, learn. I'm still learning. I'm a person who didn't have a clue about cryptocurrency until Mr. Harold Seitz brought it on, our website. And then I started listening to you, Mr. Delco, Crypto Steve, Lewis, Young. Learn as much as you possibly can, but be connected to people that will bring you along, that, who's in your circle. That's one thing. You can't learn anything from someone that is just, I won't say beneath, but someone that will bring you to another level. Someone that will impart to you something. I had no idea of what I was getting into when I signed up for Karatbars International. I didn't know how it would change my life. So I would say to anyone that's new, getting in, you are in for the ride of your life. If you would, I have to use Mr. Nixon, but if you will stick and stay, it will absolutely get greater later. Absolutely. I have transformed my life from not even owning any gold to now being a part of having a share of a bank, being a premium package owner, being on a team that consistently imparts into me to learn, to grow, to do better, to be a better person, to transform not just my life and the life of my family, but to transform the lives of other people. That's what I like about Karatbars, about Wealth Builders, about Mr. Harold Seitz. It's not just about us. It's about other lives. It's about other countries. Just getting in where you are, you don't know right now, you may not know what you're connected to, but you are connected to a phenomenal ecosystem that will transform your life. Absolutely. Absolutely. Back to you, sir.
Wow, this is major, major, major. Something that will transform your life. Something that will change the way you look at things now and into the future. Something that will actually make you able to earn income while you're sleeping, while you're on a plane, while you're at a restaurant, while you're in the gym, while you're, and certainly not me. I'm never going to be while I'm at Baskin Robbins or anything. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that while you are out getting what you get done, Karatbars is working for you. You've been working for your money all your life. You got it twisted. We got to make the money work for us. We're not supposed to be working and busting our tail and giving all of our time in exchange for the money. The money has to work for us. And that's where it makes a difference. So this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where we reach an understanding of the time and what must be done. And Mr. Delco, I think I'll keep that nickname you gave to me, that affectionate
Big Papa.
Because I love it when you call me Big. And I mean, I know I'm still myself. I'm beige and ugly as ever, but stay could you down to the socks, rigs and watch filled with rocks. So we're making sure that we get things done. Now you'll notice that we have been joined by the screen share from the big tote board in New York. I think this is a big one.
Hey, Mr. Jamil, before you give it to Mr. Berger, I did see and verified that 385 grams. I verified it. It is real.
You're kidding me. Now, it sounds like you said 3.85, you say?
No, 385 EMS gold. It's real. I just saw it.
From one source.
Yeah, one person.
Okay, so
see, now before he gives us the total, guys, this is why I'm telling you, I try to stay calm with Caribous. I do, but this is the only business in the world. I got a phone call just now from a team member that's got a millionaire that says they want to put $500,000 in cash gold, 31 15K packs. Now they're working on it right now. We're trying to hit this goal of 4 kilos. That'll take us way over. But Mr. Berger, over to you, man. I'm telling you. This only carrot bars. You're not going to get somebody that says, I want to do $500,000 in juice.
No.
You're not going to get somebody that says, I want to do $500,000 in cosmetics. I want to invest $500,000 in the Forex. You're not going to get that. But they all day long, they say, I'm cashing out my 401k. I'm moving some money from my retirement. I'm taking some cash out to save. I want to get $500,000 in gold. Why? Because as Minister Jamil said, they're taking cash out their left pocket and putting it back in their right pocket as an appreciating asset, gold. Go to you, Mr. Berger. Go ahead, man.
You know, Mr. Delco, you have a habit of crushing the mic before you hand it to me. I don't. Well, here, before I give the total, I got a little something for you. Little drum roll there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for the 4:30 hour, we have accumulated 1,348 grams from one pocket to the other. I love that what you just said, Mr. Dalco. We're just shifting it from one pocket to the other. And look at that, 1,348 grams. And we're moving our way up to the 2,000 gram marker. We can do this, wealth builders. Let's go change the world. Change your family's lives right now. Get your grams of gold. Back to you, Brother Jamil.
Wow, 1,348 grams of gold. Somebody go into your calculator mode and just divide that by 31 so we'll know how many ounces of gold that is. And then I want somebody to come back and tell me the difference between 1,348 and 2,000, because I believe the difference is just 652 grams. That's all I believe it is.
Let's go.
And if all we have to do, is that it? That's all. If it's just 652 grams left to make it to 2,000 grams, then we might as well go on and keep it up. We might as well start this thing off and get it happening. Give yourself the loot.
Hey, Kevin Thompson.
As Chris,
come on, coach.
Yeah.
Kevin Thompson, that was on your team, bro.
Hello.
You know that already, right?
I'm over here watching it. You don't see this smile on my face?
That was on your team, Mr. Jamil.
Say what?
I think, is that on Mr. Jamil's group too, Kevin?
Let me check it out.
No, because if it's on my team, I'm about to pass out and go in on y'all. Look, my team, we humble. We just a little small people. We just make it happen. Small
is that your team, Kevin? Am I getting mixed up?
Oh yeah, you got us mixed up, coach.
Do you see it?
You got
Yeah, no, I don't see it.
all right, but that's okay because it's coming from our group. If it ain't there yet, it's coming.
That's right.
If it ain't there yet, it's just like the next A train. It's on the track headed our way. So we can make it to 125th Street. Don't worry about it. Just take the A train. That's the quickest way to get to financial freedom. Let's make sure we're doing the right thing.
Can I interrupt for a second? Mind you, that transaction came from the wonderful state of New York. New York in the house.
Whatever. Atlanta is coming.
This is it. And when people are paying themselves, now look at y'all. Just step back from your screens, your devices. Step back for a moment and observe yourselves. You are paying yourself in gold, and you are joyous about it. You're paying yourself,
right?
And taking your savings and your assets and the product of your hard-earned labor and moving it from your left pocket in cash, putting it in your right pocket in gold. You're now increasing your family's financial viability. You're making yourself viable and stronger as a family. You're not helping anybody else ahead of you, but look now, when you help self, you help other folks. And when you help other folks, you're helping yourself. You're moving this around. This asset, every time it moves, is something better for everybody. Man, let me tell you, if Carrot Bars was a girl, a pretty girl, I'd kiss her in the lips. I love you, girl. I love you, Carrot Bars, because she's actually making it possible for us to move toward our goal. Of course, now I'm not fresh like that. I'm not going to be kissing nobody, but I do want you to know we're moving toward our goals. So, Mr. Thompson, I see you smiling on your face. I want y'all to hear from the leader of Team Freedom right now. 1/3 of the leadership.
All right, I'll jump in, Minister Jamil.
All right, go ahead.
Was it for me or for Mr. Thompson?
It was for Mr. Thompson, but Queen Latifah told me to say ladies first. If you had something to add, you go right in there, because I was going to Mr. Thompson, but this is the hour when we're actually seeing things move. Yeah. So we want to talk about that. Mrs. Thompson, and then we'll throw to your husband. Go right ahead, ma'am.
Well, my brother texted me and told me to stop chewing his gum so hard. So
he right.
So I'm gonna take myself off video and pass the ball to Mr. Thompson while I take this gum out.
Mr. Kevin Thompson, go right ahead, sir.
Well, I'm over here super excited because I got team members that's texting me saying, how do I get in here? I want to save in gold. I want to just tell me what to do. I mean, folks is understanding. They know. Just go in your back office and go to purchase products and figure out anything that you want to see. Just close your eyes and just run down and just pick something. And just put the grams in there and just, hey.
Mr. Thompson.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Coach.
Look. I know people don't understand what we're doing, so I got to show y'all something. This is real time. So I have a small team. And I really do. Some people think it's a big team. It's really a small team. Charlene Gober has 600,000 affiliates. Now, we're trying to teach and coach and present while we're doing our Gram-A-Thon, saving for ourselves. You see Maxine Jones sitting over there smiling because she knows she's building wealth for her family, right? But what I want to make y'all understand is as we save for ourselves, we're a part of a huge network of savers. And so people start to see the growth of other people's personal savings, and it impacts everybody up the line that shares. So for example, I share this information with Mr. Berger. When I save, my family becomes more enriched because we're saving in a hard asset, but it also impacts the gentleman who sponsored me, who impacts Mr. Ty Best, who sponsored him. When Mr. Berger saves, it helps me, but it helps him too. So nobody has an unfair advantage because I sponsor Mr. Berger, but I have people under Mr. Berger that I sponsored. Mr. Berger is under Sherry Brown that I sponsored. So everybody's helping everybody.
Yes.
And Miss Maxine Jones was sponsored by Mr. Berger. Now, I want to show y'all this in real time. This is all, you'll see the dates. I don't have to prove it to you. You'll see the actual dates. So this is actually what's happening. Let me make the screen bigger for those of you that are a little bit older like me, so you can see in real time what's happening. That 0.20 represents a gram. So Family 24 Gold, this family saved a gram of gold. There's another gram, and another gram, and another gram, and another gram, 2 grams, and another gram, and another gram, and another gram, and another gram. Look at the dates, 10/26, 10/26. This is all today. Another gram, another gram. And here's a gram, here's 5 grams. Somebody being a big baller, I ain't gonna call no names, but they've been a big baller. They don't want to do a gram.
Did that cycle you, Coach?
That payout, while we're saving for ourselves, paid me $100. Now, I know you can't understand that because everybody that's watching the stream doesn't really get this. But you need to get back with the people that are sharing this. This is somebody here, 6 gram, that means they got 2 6-gram cards.
Yep.
That's 12 grams of gold.
Mr. Delco, then that's your back office?
Yes, ma'am.
And I recognize some of my people.
Yeah.
And you recognize some of your people in my back office, and look, it's still on the 26. Look at that, 110 grams.
Mm.
15K more. Somebody dropped $15,000, but they didn't spend it. They kept it. I can't stand it. Minister Jamil, back to you. I can't stand it. It's too much.
I'm telling you, it is too much. It is too much. And Mr. Delco, I have to tell you, I want to thank you for these 2 cycles. I want to thank you. I'm about to hit another one. I got to tell y'all now. Look here. Now once you fall, I see y'all falling in love with carrot bars, but I can't come around here and be kissing on my girl. Now you can't fall in love with your own potential.
Hey, she can share, man. She can share, Minister Jamil. But look, let me show you one more thing. Let me go back one more time. Let me overcook your grits like Mr. Thompson. Let me overcook them. All right, here we are again. Still, you can look at the date, 10/26. All right, and even a 6/10. That means that was like $15. With $15, somebody was able to save gold for themselves and their family. And you say, well, you don't make, Mike, but a penny on that, that's great. Because if you keep looking, you'll see right here, 2/10 is a payout. Look at the date, same date. Look, somebody else decided they want to get a VIP package, right? You keep going down, look at that, payout, 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 payout. Same day. That's $500 while I'm talking to y'all. Now, is that to impress you? No, it's to build your belief that this system works.
Yes, it do.
And it works. And it works.
People talking about how much does a gold cost? It costs even par with the gold London fix. It's the same price as everywhere else you get. All these people getting grams, they're not overpaying for gold. So you say, well, how can they pay commissions? I'll tell you how. You don't have to get your gold from the middleman here in the United States. You are your own middleman.
Yes, say that.
There you go.
You didn't hear him. You're your own middleman. Think about that. There's no other business you could ever be in, legal or otherwise. Y'all hush. But you could be your own middleman.
Yeah,
okay?
Come on.
You be your own middleman and actually cut out that phase of the process and bring the savings directly to yourself. Bring the savings directly to your family. Bring the savings directly to those whose lives you intend to enrich by the principle of expansion. We're asking that our field of cultivation be expanded for us, that our territory be expanded for us. And when our territory is expanded for us, that's what it is. As Sister Rosalind Rain said, you know, that's Rosalind Rain, that's my international sister. Rosalind Rain said, who does that? She said, carrot bars, baby. Carrot bars is who does it. And we got to make sure we understand what that is. It ain't no joke. It's time to do what we do. Time to do what we do. Simply put. So I'm going to go back to you all who are moving in the cars now. You know I'm going to look around and see. I see Miss Maxine Jones is still sitting there lighting up our monitor. She waving and going. And got the princess wave too. You know how that goes, blowing kisses and stuff. You got to love it. I want to make sure that everybody knows. Now, Miss Maxine Jones, I'm coming to you to let you know that if you could open your microphone and tell me what it was that got you to get your organization so involved in the Gram-A-Thon today. What was it that piqued your interest and piqued their spirit to make us participate in doing something for ourselves that benefits others as well as ourselves? What was it that you used?
Paying yourself first. Be your own bank.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do what banks tell you to do. Do what they do.
That's right. That's right.
I firmly believe what Alan Austin Jr. said. It cannot be emotional. It has to be just math. And I just also, Mr. Tybest sent out an awesome text, and Mr. Rodney Berger and Mr. Jalko as well. And I started showing them the numbers. Look at the numbers. Don't listen to me. Look at the numbers and get engaged with it. Even if, like you just shared, if it's just a 1/10 of a gram, but do something for yourself. We call this Payday Friday. And I was one of those people who paid everybody else. And when it got to me, I didn't have a dime left. Not one dime. Paid everybody. I did the work. I was the one out there busting it and didn't pay myself. Well, that ended when I joined Carrot Bars and became a wealth builder. So that's what I inspire my team to do. Pay yourself first. This is Payday Friday. If nothing else, pay yourself first.
That's right. Pay yourself first is the mantra, gospel. Thank you. And now you all see the amazing screen share coming up from the big tote board in the Big Apple, where the big team is doing big things. And we're happy to see the tote board inching up toward its going. And here we go, climbing the stairway to heaven. Y'all don't hear what I said. Here we go, walking the road to gold savings. Let me give you now my brother, Rodney Berger. Mr. Berger, what do we have happening from New York?
Well, my camera's not coming on. Hey, all right, so listen, guys, we're inching our way up there to the 2,000 mark. And right now, we are at 1,394 grams. Wow. That is 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Now, Miss Sherry Brown, I need you to do me a favor. I just pulled somebody into our promoter panel, and I need you to introduce this person the right way, because when you talk about gold saving, there's an architect of a strategy called Rainmaker. And Rainmaker, all it is, folks, is a lot of people doing a little. This example of this Gram-A-Thon today is an example of a lot of people doing a little, some doing a lot, but really a lot of people just a gram here and a gram there. And it does this global wealth building thing. And so Sherry Brown, I'm gonna kick it over to you, because this is one of your trio right here, and you can do the best job of introducing her.
I want to be a rainmaker.
You are a rainmaker. Yes. So look, guys, I would like to bring to you, introduce to some of you guys already know who she is. This person has become an amazing part of my life. And it's happened because of Carrot Bars. And it's also happened because of my sponsor, Mr. Michael Delco, introducing me to this phenomenal program. But I'm telling you, the relationship that I now have with this individual is like gold. Her heart is like gold. She cares for everyone. And this past week, I've really experienced her prospecting people about Carrot Bars. Why? I mean, with over 500,000 affiliates, you would think, do she need to tell anybody else? Yes. And why? Because it's not about her, and she knows that. It's about us helping people. We are people helping people, no matter where you fit in this organization, no matter where you fit in Carrot Bars, no matter if you're saving in 1/10 of a gram, or you're saving in 5 grams, or how many grams that you're saving in. It's about us helping each other, guys. So without further ado, I want to bring to the stage right now, to the camera, this lady right here. Introduce Carrot Bars to North America, to the English-speaking people here, North America and Canada. My friend, my girl, Miss Sherlyn Goldberg. Welcome.
Hello, y'all. That's my sister. And Michael's my brother. And Kevin Thompson has been texting me left and right. So y'all go pat Kevin on the back. My sons are going crazy. It's probably because of y'all. And he said, just a minute. And I'm like, okay. But I got one request. I'm going to sit here and talk for just a second. But I got one request, because I talk better after I hear Jamil sing just a little line for me. So, Jamil.
Strangers in the night, exchanging grams. Lovers at first sight. That's who we am. Okay, there you go. There you go. There you
That's all
go.
I need.
Excited.
All I need. That's my man now. He just melts me every time I'm around him. Jamil, I love you.
Love you too.
Maxine, you're looking as gorgeous as always and stuff. You know I love you, Rodney. I see your picture, and you know you have my heart. All of it. So y'all are just incredible people. But you know, y'all took it and ran with it. You understand the Rainmaker. And you're
Yes.
doing this. See, I thought y'all, while I was in Miami, only did this one time. And you thrilled my heart to let me find out that y'all are doing it again today. I hope this is an every Friday deal. Okay, y'all have got to keep this up, because let me tell you, if you look at the numbers on the Rainmaker, and if you start out with just 5 people on one side and 10 people on the next side, this doesn't matter if you're brand new or whatever, this works for everybody. And numbers don't lie. But if everybody just simply, here, I'm telling you, I'm not kidding you, the phone goes 90 to nothing. If everybody just got one in a month, every month at the end of 12 months, you'd have about 15,000 people on your team.
Jeez.
Now, guys, that's not a lot. Can I get a witness? That's not a lot of people.
Not a lot.
If you're actively working, and if you're, engaging your team, and if your team is plugged in, there's no reason why anybody does not have 15,000 people on their team at the end of the year. So if you don't, chances are you're going left and right, over here, over there. But and hey, some people have been in Carrot Bars for so long, and Sherry, like you said, they quit talking to people. Okay, you can't do that. I normally let everybody else do it, because I do have a few more people than y'all do.
A few?
And I normally let everybody take off. Well, I run with my girls, and they're always, and Sherry's going to talk to everybody. I don't care where we're at, she's talking. And y'all know how the girl can talk, right? 7 o'clock in the morning, she's talking. 3 o'clock in the morning, she's talking all the time. And, but she and Tammy got up and went to the bathroom, and a lady beside me started talking. And I'm a little funny when I look down through the group and I see somebody really, really, really trying hard, and they're out there, they're plugged in, they're doing this. And maybe they've just got like a slow mo going right now, in sales, feast, famine, right? But, when I see somebody really digging in deep, I want to gift them every now and then. So I did talk to this lady, and guys, it was this simple. She's sitting there. She told me she's in sales. She'd been doing it forever. She's got 3 kids in college, this or that. And of course, times are still feast and famine in sales, right? If I'm going to talk to a salesperson, they understand feast and famine. If you've been in it for a long time, it don't matter how good you are. It's numbers. It's always about the numbers. It's not always about talent. It's always about the numbers, though. And we just started talking about some things financial. And I said, do you keep your income options open? And she said, I've always said something on the side. I've done Monavie, I've done Unique, I've done this, I've done that. She did the waist cincher thing. She started naming me this list. And I said, well, I tell you what, I said, I need your phone number, because I want to call and talk to you about something, because I think I've got something that's going to change your life. And I said, I know, and she lives on the road in an airplane. And I said, I know that can't be a lot of fun, that you've worked your whole entire life. You got 3 kids in college, and you're having to still stay on the road and work twice as hard, if not 3 times as hard as you did before they left home. And I said, if you like freedom, we need to talk. And that was it. That's all we said. I didn't tell her a name. I didn't tell her nothing. My goal was to get her number. And I'm going to tell y'all, some of y'all are out there talking and saying too much on that first call or that first contact. Your goal, that first contact, is to get their name and their information. Don't spill your guts. Get their name and their information, and then drip, 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 drip. If you just start telling everybody everything, you're going to get a no before you get out of the batter's box. You can't do that. So get their name and their number. I know y'all are passing out y'all's cards, and that's a good thing. Do not give your card out until you have their name and their contact information. And it's really that simple. If somebody's willing to give you that, you've got a live body. If you're just passing out business cards, sometimes you're just wasting money. I hate to tell you that. I'm glad y'all got business cards, but your ultimate goal is to get the name and get that contact information. So I just want to impart that on you today. But going back to the Rainmaker, Michael, 15,000 people. Y'all can do this. This is not hard. Just follow the system. You know, what is it? The MAC system. What does it stand for, Michael? The MAC system.
Massive Action Plan.
Well, it's easy. And
Yep.
I know we can do it. Y'all have some of the best training in the industry here in Carrot Bars. So just follow that. Talk to people. I don't care if you notice their shoes. Look down and say, ooh, nice shoes. You know, where'd you get those? Start a conversation. You know, the number one sales tool that all of you can use is to learn to talk about the other person and engage them. It's all about the warm-up. It's all about the warm-up. But if you'll do this, your numbers will soar in the next 12 months. 15,000 people, guys, left and right. You know, 2/3 of them on one team, 1/3 of them on the other team. That's going to pay you out. And can I say this, Michael? Just a gram a month. If I just had them 15,000 people saving 1 gram a month, none of them have a package. None of them have crypto. None of them are going to have any ATMs. None of them are going to have any of that. The only thing they're going to do is 1 gram a month, every month per person. That's over 409 dual team payouts in 1 month in your 12th month.
Whew.
That's keeping it simple. And it can't stay that simple, Michael, because we got the Gram-A-Thon going on. Maxine, how many grams you bought this month? You don't have to tell me, but I guarantee you it's more than one, right? Kevin, how many? More than one?
He just did 5 a second ago.
Okay, well, there's your 5. And that's not the only day this month. There's 31 days in October. And see what I'm saying? This just, if you keep it simple, keep your focus, simple numbers, 1 gram a month. You're doing these marathons here, you're going to have 15,000 grams go through. Michael, I guarantee you're going to have 15,000 grams go through this month if you just keep doing what you're doing. And that's beside packages. Gang, that's 409 plus dual team payouts in a month. And you want to get free, this is where it begins. We've got crypto. We've got the world in our hands right now. We really do. We've got the solution, the answers there. There is, y'all get it. You get it. It's about helping other people. You get it. You're empowering them with financial education that nobody's ever given them before. You're allowing them through that education to go back, research it for themselves. You're empowering people. You're taking them from a system of enslavement to debt to freedom. And I'm telling you what, there's nothing that feels quite as good as freedom. And that Thomasia, oh, Michael, unbelievable what she did for me at Let's Go Weekend. I mean, not Let's Go Weekend, but in Miami. Her story, and guys, you never know who you're going to affect by when you're out there talking about the basis of Carrot Bars and getting free. But when we were in Miami and Harold announced the guarantee, in quotation marks, for our KBC coins that's coming out on July 4th on Gold Independence Day, I've told people I thought I was in a Holy Ghost revival meeting. I saw grown men fall out on the floor. I saw a few of them jump so high, I didn't know they had springs like that. And some of them were white. and white boys can't jump, right, Michael? Or Todd be the first one to tell you that. But there was one lady sitting in the back of the room on the back row by herself. She had turned around to the back of her seat and had her head down into her arm, and she was wiping tears, and she was crying uncontrollably. And our eyes caught, and I kind of mouthed to her, "Are you okay?" And a few minutes later, she got up and came and hugged my neck, would not let go. She was crying and could barely speak. And she said, "You just don't know." She said, "I heard you talking about, whatever you do, get your coins. Just get your coins. Trust me, get your coins. And if you think you have enough, you don't." Right? Y'all heard me say that repeatedly. This lady forego her all her utilities, her electric utilities, her water. I don't even know if I can see her in that picture, but she would have been sitting over here on the left of that picture in the back. But she forewent her electricity now, her water. She said people were having pity on her. They didn't realize she had a plan, but she was taking everything she could find. She gave it all up, including selling plasma to buy coins. Everybody told her she was crazy and is a scam, all of those things. And when you sit there and see somebody's life change in a split second because of this company, guys, it doesn't get any more real than that. And I looked at Dirk and I said, "This is why I do what I do. You've got to hear this story." And I yanked him out in the hall and brought her out there. And long story short, the company ended up gifting her. Dirk and I were going to split a pack, but the company ended up giving her a 5,000 euro pack of KCB coins. But, I looked at Dirk after all was said and done, and I asked him this question: what is the price of your freedom? What is the price of your dream? What are you willing to sacrifice to get to gain freedom? This, Michael, the story in the Bible where everybody was coming into the temple and they were paying their tithes, right?
Yes.
And it was all the rich people and everything, and they were paying their portion, and they were all puffed up and everything because they'd done what they were supposed to do. Yet there was one little woman that came in, and all she had was a coin, but it was all she had. And she gave more than all. And that story on Thomasia reminded me of that story in the Bible. She gave all. She gave all. Probably more than all of us here combined. She gave it all to find freedom. And Michael, it touches, those are the stories that keep me going, that I cannot turn away from, that I would, some days I think I would love to go sit in the back on a beach somewhere, but I can't. And it's because of stories like that. I've heard hundreds of them, literally.
Well, Miss Charlene, I want you to stay right there, and I want you to comment a little bit more. I want to give that moment to our listening audience. We're live on Facebook. You just heard from the #1 distributor in North America, Ms. Charlene Gober, and you're going to hear from her again. I want to play this little clip when Mr. Seitz makes this announcement. And I want you, we have the young lady she was talking about off camera to your left, but I want you to see the delayed reaction. Some of the people were getting interpretation in the room. I want you to see grown adults and their euphoria when they figured out what Mr. Seitz said in his broken English. Watch this quick clip. Just check this out.
The 4th of July in the Independence Day, you get for 100 coins, 100 KBC coins, 1 gram gold, and we guarantee this. 1 gram. The 4th of July in the Independence Day, you get for 100 coins, 100 KBC coins, 1 gram gold, and we guarantee this. 1 gram gold. It's around 40 cents per coin, 40 cents per coin, if you can calculate. It's 40 cents per coin, what we guarantee for you, 1 gram gold for 100 coins.
Alan.
Guaranteed, that's
40 times. 1 cent,
Look at
40
this price.
times.
Flip
You
that
have
camera.
40 times more in the 4th of
Flip
July.
the camera so we can see Michael's eyes right now.
And that was Charlene at the end. She was making fun of me because I'm trying to videotape that moment. And literally, I was like, I could not close my mouth. I was just shocked. And it was so funny. I was looking at the two guys in the middle. They looked at each other and said, 1 gram. And then they just stood up and started hugging and people were crying. It was an amazing moment. So Miss Charlene, let me kick that back to you.
Well, I was hoping we had a picture of your face, because you do that again one more time and then spread that mouth open about 3 more inches. and then we'll come close, because you kept going, what? And it wasn't sinking. That's the reason I grabbed you and Mo, and poor Mo was speechless. And just tears. I mean, there were so many tears in that room. Michael, that's why we do what we do.
That's it.
That's why we do what we do. I mean, when you saw it, I mean, that clip's great, but it doesn't even show justice to what happened in that room. Kevin, you were in there, and craziness. The guy in the white shirt, one of those two guys, the guy in the white shirt is the one that did he did at least a 18-inch vertical leap there. And I mean, he was getting it. So, but gang, we say it, there's all roads lead to Carrot Bars. There's nothing like Carrot Bars. Don't go left, don't go right, go straight. Stay plugged in. Things are happening so fast right now that we can't even keep up as leaders. We've had 2 leaders meetings this week Michael's been a part of, and we're trying to decipher and compartmentalize everything that we heard and making sure that we all heard the same thing. There are aspects of what was told in Miami that I won't even discuss. Like I'm seeing all this stuff out there about the shares in the new bank. And I'm telling people I will not discuss that with you. I heard it. I know it's out there. I have to have details in writing. Y'all know how I am. I don't know the requirements. I don't know how that's all going to come out. When it does, I know that corporate will put it out on a silver platter, on a golden platter for us. But I can't even talk about those things. I can't talk about the digital stock exchange. There's so many moving parts to what's going on with Carrot Bars right now. Wow. It's just, I looked at Harold. We went to dinner. What was this, Sunday night? We went to dinner and we had Tomar, the blockchain guy. We had Johannes, the new chief marketing officer, and Harold and Bodie and Sean, the bodyguard, all of those people. And we're just sitting around. Harold came to the end of the table and we were just sitting there talking. And I just kind of looked at him because y'all know Harold and I go way back. And I just looked at him and I went, wow. Because I was there on those early days. That first year and a half, we were not a company. Harold had a vision, not a company, but a vision. Those first, that first year and a half. And I just looked at him and I'm like, wow. And he kind of gave me that little boy grin and he nodded his head and I'm like, Harold, who would have ever thought, you know, from where we came to where we are now. And I said, look at the talent. Look at the top-notch, cream of the crop experts sitting at this table. And he looked at me and he nodded again and he goes, wow. Wow. So, you know, I know, Harold, as many obstacles that have been around since the beginning, they were just more energy for him to continue on and push forward, because he had every one of your faces in his mind. When somebody told him no, he saw your face and he continued forward. There's a video that they did last year that he released where he's sitting at the table and the accountant guy kept telling him no, and Harold keeps pleading. And then finally you see him, you know, the light bulb comes on and they shake hands. And then the next scene is people start appearing around that table. And guys, that's who Harold Seitz is. Every time somebody tells him no, he sees your face and he sees the potential, and his goals are to change lives. And so I'm just so blessed to have been a part of this opportunity since the beginning, to see the transformation of what we have here with Carrot Bars. But gang, going back to this Gram-A-Thon, this is what got us here. This is what's going to carry us home to that freedom. And I love y'all. Love, 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 love y'all for taking the initiative. This Gram-A-Thon is incredible. I'm watching the numbers go boom, 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 boom. And, but all of you are rainmakers because you're making it happen. You know, the field is out there. Y'all are watering your plants. Those plants are growing up, and you keep doing this. Y'all are going to see millions in Carrot Bars. Not just I don't think we scratched the surface with this 500,000 people. That's not what I want. I want to see millions, millions. So I can probably tell you, until I see 5 million there, y'all are probably going to be hearing from me. 5 million, I might take a long vacation. I'll be back, but I'm probably going to take a long vacation at 5 million.
Well, Ms. Sharon Vicks says on Facebook Live in the chat, she says, thank you, Shirley Gober, for saying yes to Mr. Seitz. This has changed our lives.
Yes, and that is the goal. Is I want to hear those stories. Y'all want to talk about motivating me, Michael? Tell me those stories. And that gives me all the energy I need to get up the next day and keep going and keep pushing and keep talking and keep sharing. And I hope all of you get to experience that. You know, that's listening. I know, Michael, you've heard these stories, and I mean, they're just heartrending. And, but anyway, it's okay. I've talked a lot. What else y'all want to talk about? Go buy Grandma Gold.
Well, I've got Dr. Sergio Rosell. Oh, you want to go to the board, Mr. Berger?
Yeah, let me have the share for a minute here.
All right, so right after Mr. Berger goes to the board, I've got Dr. Sergio Rosell on cue. Dr. Rosell, you can jump in right after Mr. Berger.
Yes, sir. Well, at 5 o'clock hour, our count was 14:02, and now at the 5:15 hour, we wanted to give all the time to Shellane Gober. And Shellane, you know, you're close to our hearts as well. And what you said touched me, because, you know, the first time I heard somebody say, I don't know, it must have been the week I needed to hear it, but several of the team members came up to me and said, Rodney, you changed my life. And that just gave me I'm not going to even put myself on screen right now because I'm holding back tears. Rodney, you changed my life. And I'm thinking, what did I do? He said, I would not be where I am because of this program, because of Carrot Bars. So that's what we're doing, guys. We are changing people. We're changing lives, 1 gram of gold at a time. And right now, our count for 5:15 is 1,421. We're moving our way up. We're removing that fiat currency and replacing it with 999.9, 24 karat, certified by the LBMA, pure gold. Let's do this. Mr. Dalco, back to you.
That's a huge wealth transfer, guys. That's over $50,000 from cash to gold. That's massive.
I've got a challenge.
Go ahead, Shirley.
I got a challenge. Don't know how, can y'all track who bought that 15? If I put something out there for 1,500 grams, when we hit 1,500, can you track who bought it?
Yeah, Mr. Berger can track it.
Can you track that person, Rodney?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoever bought 1,500.
So I'm really going to put the challenge out here right now. I'm going to get, it is 420.
Uh-oh.
Okay, at 425, I'm going to get the total. Okay. And if we're sitting at 1,500 grams at 425, I'm going to go buy somebody a 5-gram card.
What?
So y'all get to buying. You got 5 minutes. 5 minutes to hit 1,500. Y'all can. Y'all want to see me come loose of some money? Challenge me.
Uh-oh. Challenge.
Well, in the South, we call that a double dog triple dare. So I'm double dog triple daring you to get to 1,500 at 420. Well, 425 Central, 525 Eastern.
All right, I'm going to help us do this. So I'm going to make a challenge right now. Let's see. I did a massive transfer today, but I'm going to do more. I'm going to go and get another.
I love watching you spend money.
I'm gonna go and get another 3 grams right now to help us hit this goal. And what's so funny about it, this is the most bizarre business, Miss Cheryl Ann. I'm getting 3 grams to help us hit a goal, but the grams are coming back to me.
Yep.
Crazy, ain't it?
That's why I'm texting you my password, Coach.
I gotta get y'all where we can hang out when we retire. I know it's gonna be 20 years from now, but because we can't retire from this. You just can't. You can't walk away from it.
So let me make you guys understand what Miss Cheryl Ann just said. She is challenging us to get to 1,500 grams. We're at 1,421. We need 79 grams, right? All right. So I'm going to get 3 grams right now.
Let's do it.
That'll be 424, guys. And then we're getting the grams to hit a goal. My 3 grams are coming back to my house. This is my goal. But it's to hit a team goal, and somebody's going to be the very happy recipient of 5 grams of gold from Cheryl Ann Gover.
Hello.
All right, so here we go. Let's get busy.
1 gram about to hit the site.
Dr. Sergio Rosell, over to you, brother.
All right. Mr. Dalco, can you hear me?
I can hear you. We need your cameraman. We need to see that bow tie.
Let me see. I wish I had it on. Hold on a second here. All right, here we go. How's that? Is that all right?
You don't have your bow tie on, man. You can't talk.
What's going on? Hey, this is exciting times. It's good to see everybody on here. Man, I tell you what, this Gram-A-Thon, shout out to Shelby Thompson and you, Mr. Thompson. I see you there, sir. Salute. And of course, all the leaders that are on here. This is just great. This is exciting. Last week, I got to be transparent. Last week, I got 4 grams, but I didn't put it in the form. So I got to get a slap on the wrist to myself for not following instructions. And I know if I don't do it, Mr. Berger's going to do it to me anyway. So
it's okay. You can do another 4, brother. We won't slight you.
So I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to get some more. But I want to encourage everybody to this is something that you dreamed of. I'm sure you've never been a part of something where you had a serious wealth movement happen in your family where you have, I don't know how many folks are on the stream right now, but my goodness, you have folks who are calling in from all over the world who are getting a gram of gold, building their net worth. Okay, who is it that says it all the time? Where they do that at? Who says that? I think we all say it at some point, right? Man, I tell you what, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. We're literally building our net worth and we're doing it together. We always say it's fun to, you want to make friends with your money and money with your friends. I can't think of a better way to do this. I mean, I look at you guys here and I'm just so excited. This is serious family here. This is family. We are doing it. So excited. Miss Thomasina, next time I want to make sure I get a chance to see you because I want to hug your neck too. That was such an inspirational story to me. And the integrity of Mr. Seitz is just, it's mind blowing. And so I'm just excited to be a part of this. And everybody that hears my voice, you know, that you get involved with this, get something, you know, $7, get 1/10 of a gram, 2/10 of a gram. You know, you can go ahead and do like Mr. Dalco and get about 30 grams today. That's an ounce. Go ahead and do that, because I tell you what, guys, we have something here that is just so special. I wish that I could find the words to verbalize what I'm feeling right here. But you know, it's like a haircut. You gotta be a part of it. You got to experience it. We can't send it to you, you know? And I think everybody on this call, everybody on this stream right now will tell you that, you know, this dream of where we've come so far with Carrot Bars and where we're going is something that I think legends are going to be made of. I can't imagine. I know no one else has the vehicle we have, and no one else can do all the things that we've done. And that empowerment call last night from Miss Cheryl Gober, I don't know. I think we need to change the time, because I still haven't slept. There's something going on with that, with her coming out with all this information. I mean, really? And here's the funny part. I know that we've only gotten 20% of what's in the mind of Harold Sykes right now. Mm-hmm. My goodness. So I'm just excited. We watched the team grow at outrageous, I mean, just phenomenal paces, just around the world. And I'm just excited to be on here and to hopefully encourage some folks, you know, pay yourself worth first. This is what today is, you know, it's TGIF, tokens and gold increasing frequently. Mr. Thompson over there laughing. What you got going on, Mr. Thompson? I see you got something on your mind. I'll get a bow tie. I'm gonna get a bow tie next time. That way I won't be treated any poorly. Yo, oh man, gotta get some more gold so Cheryl Ann can give somebody some more gold. Let's get these numbers up.
7, where we at, Rodney?
What'd she say?
Over.
What's your number, Rodney?
Give me a minute to count it up, guys.
And Mr. Berger, Mr. Best just did 30 grams. He just texted me, so sorry to put him on blast like that, but I couldn't reach him by text message.
You want to give me another 3 minutes, because it's almost 3 minutes to 5:30.
Yeah, Miss Charlene, can we have 3 more minutes, please?
Okay, 3 more minutes.
All right, so Mr. Berger.
Rules on me. We got 3 more minutes if we double it. No.
Hey, Mr. Berger, Mr. Best put in 30 grams, so I don't know if he was able to put it on Gram-A-Thon.info. Please add that in for him.
I'm looking at my back office right now. I know how to use that units tab.
Yeah, I know you do. We can't fool you.
Nope, I'm watching.
Mr. Duffo, did you want me to put that in for him?
Yeah, because unless he put it in, look for his name. I know he's at his appointment, so look for his name. If you don't see 30 for Ty Best, then put 30 in for him.
And what's that website again to make sure everybody gets it?
Thank you. Gram-A-Thon.info. 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 And that's where you go and fill out the form to put in your units that you've purchased. Make sure you put in your username so we can double check.
And Mr. Delco, I'm gonna put that in for him now. It was not there.
The bank just blocked my 3 grams, so I'm gonna miss the deadline for Ms. Cheryl Gober, but I'm gonna
okay, I'm seeing one right here. I cannot pronounce. It's VARELAIR is the username. If they're on this stream, give me a shout out.
The bank just blocked me too. That's, you know, the banks are player haters.
VARELAIR. You're on this Gram-A-Thon.
VARELAIR. If you're on this stream, type in the chat room me so that Ms. Cheryl can gift you. If you have to be present to win. All right. 11 grams from Canada from Norm Lee Haven. Oh, that's her. Jacqueline Addison. Is that you, Jacqueline? Okay, I think that's her. Jacqueline, type your username in the chat room. Let me double check this. I know you because you're on my team, so I can help verify this, Miss Gober, if that's actually somebody on the team here. Type your name in, Miss Jacqueline, real quick. No, that's not you. That's Saudaat. Spell the username again, Miss Gober.
The username that I am looking at right now, hang on. Let me find it again. It's VARELAIR.
If that's you guys, type me.
It looks like Veryl R. VA, like in Victor, VARELAIR.
Username Val Air. Yes, thank you, Sherry Brown. If that's you, type me. If that's not somebody, where are we, Mr. Berger? How many grams?
I got it. I just got to put it up on the board.
Go ahead, put it up.
It's coming. It's coming. You guys could start crying. Are you ready to cry?
Maybe they're on Facebook and not in Gold Rocks.
That's true. They might be.
I got Facebook pulled up too. I got both of them pulled up.
If you're on Facebook and it's you, type me. Type that's me and type your username in there. And Miss Sherilyn has a gift for you.
Okay.
The website, Mr. Earl Nixon, the website is Gram-A-Thon.info. GRAMATHON.info. All right, Miss Sherilyn, you may have to call somebody else.
Well, that one was just poked out because they bought over 100 grams in just the last.
Miss Judy Emden, if you're trying to do it from Canada and it won't let you put in a province, we'll allow you to make up one. We know who you are. Just try to maybe just put USA in there if it's Canada and it won't let you put in a province. Maybe put in a state name or something like that. We know who you are.
Where are we at, Rodney? We're at 4:32 now. I gave you 5 more minutes. But I know you cut it off right where you were supposed to.
Woo, we did it.
As of 5:30, that's great. So who is the lucky winner at 1,500 grams? Rodney's going to let us know, right?
Yeah, Rodney, I can't hear you, brother.
All right, my microphone moved. All right, so the last transaction that was put in that made it over the 1,500.
No, we got to have number 1,500. We got to have number 1,500.
It was within the 1,500, and that would go to Gabriel Beth.
Well, be my pleasure.
Whoa!
Yay!
So Gabriel, he's 18. He just got himself a gift. So,
he sure did.
Way to go, Gabe.
Yeah. You need the username for that.
Congratulations. Oh, yeah, Mr. Ty's taking care of that boy.
Uh-huh.
There you go. And he just turned 18.
Yep. And just got his VIP package too, Miss.
I saw that. We're going to get him a 5-gram card over there to him or through his back office or whatever. I'll talk to Ty about that.
And I think we got Minister Jamil back. No singing, Minister Jamil, if you're back in here.
No, you need to sing too, Michael.
I'm not singing today.
Oh, come on, 5 grams.
I'm saying, and then Minister Jamil just saying, I can't top that. That would be embarrassing.
Well, you better be getting Kevin up there to sing.
Kevin can sing, yes.
I get real happy when people start singing. Sherry can sing. I'm telling you, she talks and she sings. Sherry can sing.
No, I was just thinking, you know who can sing, Mr. Dalco?
Who?
Sherilyn Gober can sing.
That's right, she can.
Yeah, she needs to stop playing and go ahead and crunk out one of those notes.
I am in listening mode right now, and I know my sister all weekend tried to be Whitney. So we got her. I've listened to all kinds of people this weekend in Miami. So come on, Sherry. I know you can do Whitney.
Well, now, let me tell you, we've got one of the best singers in the world on the platform. He's back from his appointment. That is
Mr.
Tom
Todd
Best. We got you muted, Mr. Best. Yeah, you're still muted. There you go.
All right, I'm back. Hey, man, look, man, it's happening.
Gabe just got rich.
Hey, Miss Shirley Ann Goldberg, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Did you hear the news? Who the winner was?
No, what do you mean?
On the Gram-A-Thon, I put out a contest. Maybe Rodney needs to announce that winner again.
No,
Yes, I do. Well, Mr. Best, Shirley Ann Goldberg put out a challenge that whoever hit the 1,500 marker of 1,500 gram, Shirley Ann is going to get them how much? A 5-gram card.
Okay.
And guess who won?
Fantastic.
Gabe. Gabe won the 5-gram card.
Well, on behalf of Gabe Best, thank you very much. Look.
You need to send me the username and login, and I'm going to go buy 5 grams for him.
Oh, Lord.
Trust me with that login.
All right. That's wild. Okay. I will do. Okay.
Tell him happy birthday.
Yeah. That's Gabe Best. I will. Look. I said, I'm going to get me some more gold. Man, folks, I'm so pumped about this thing. I don't know what to tell you guys. That's why I'm trying not to say a lot, because I think this is just exciting. I love this Gram-A-Thon. I love this idea, Miss Shelby Thompson. I'm telling you, man, I just love the fact that we get together as a team and talk about it. Whatever, no matter how much gram of gold get moved, the fact that we're all here at one team, we're talking about, we're on one accord for about 3 hours. We're all on the same pace. Let's go get gold. Let's go get grams of gold. Let's go get grams of gold. You know, it was great. I forgot I had a doctor's appointment. I went to saw my cardiologist at 4 o'clock. And anyway, so all that went great. And I brought it out there and shot back here to the desk. So anyway, everything's fantastic, man. So I said, you guys been cranking along. Let's go. We still got minutes to go here. I might have to go get some more, because we're gonna crack some kind of barrier. Well, we've already cracked. We blew out last week. We blew out last week already. I can tell. Okay. But folks are just getting off work, man. They're coming in, getting go. People text me saying, I got me 1 gram. I got me 2 grams. That's all I can do. I said, man, whatever you do, all for you and your family, whatever you do, okay? I'm going to get 1/10 of a gram. Whatever you do, it's all good, okay? Don't anybody feel like they're under any kind of pressure to compete in like that. That's not what we're doing here. But we're getting the message out, letting people understand the importance of getting gold. My brother, Jamil Muhammad.
He sang for me.
No, don't you start bragging like that. You know how we go. You know how we go, Miss Shirley. You know
I need a little Motown.
No, I don't have any of that. But I have to tell you, I agree with Miss Sherry Brown. One of the best professional singers that we have in our circle of social acquaintance is Miss Shirley Ann Goldberg. She has been performing in public spaces throughout this country. She's been effective with gospel singing groups, popular singing groups, country singing groups, and she can blow. I mean, she sang like a robin, you know.
Oh,
so
you have
don't sleep on Miss Shirley Ann.
You have not heard.
Don't sleep on her. Oh, I got powers. I hear things. I got connections. I got connected to people.
You're talking to my dog, right? He's about the only one that hears me sing anymore. My grandbabies. Hey, listen, you know something that y'all are doing. I don't even know if you've even thought of it. And stuff with this Gram-A-Thon. Do you know how many gold directors and gold director elites you're creating with this?
Exactly. Yeah,
all
we do.
Contracts that are coming in.
Exactly.
I know y'all cutting Michael Dalco off. He's just going to be gold director 5,000. He's going to get 0.01% of that leg. But that's okay, isn't it, Michael?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
Y'all just keep on, but y'all creating some gold directors and gold director elites. You're putting a lot of people in director status with all of these contracts.
Yes, ma'am. And that's the spirit that Ms. Cheryl Goldberg brings to the entire North American organization within Karatbars International. This does not mean that our Karatbars International family around the globe doesn't have this, but it's present in such great abundance here in North America, largely because of her leadership and her spirit to help other people, to help them understand, to go out of her way to share with other people when they don't even know that what she has to share is good for them. So what we have in terms of leadership and exemplary leadership is what we hear on the line with us today. We really appreciate you staying with us here at Wall Builders Worldwide for this length of time. It is an exceptional benefit for us, and we really appreciate. Come back through that back stretch and hit the home stretch. You know it's time now to put the pony thing up. This last 400 and how many grams to come up to the 2,000 gram, the 2 kilogram amount, where we're saving for ourselves, saving for our families, creating gold directors, and go move from bronze supervisor to bronze manager. That's improvement. If you move from silver supervisor to silver management, that's improvement. If you're going from gold supervisor to gold manager, that's improvement in the quality and status of your Karatbars experience. So we want to make sure that everybody is on the same page. Can I be heard? All right.
Yes, you
All
can.
right. Can y'all hear me now?
And
Let's
Brother
do
Jamil,
it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
can I say something in reference to what you just said? You're always kicking me into another gear, man. I love folks that inspire me to come up with stuff that's been stuck in my head. I got a lot of 35 years, a lot of stuff stuck back in there. But see, when you said that, it made me want to remind people of this. So people always ask me all these details all the time. They said, "So you own a share of the bank now? How much is that?" I said, "More." They said, "What? You get a premium package? How much is that?" I said, "More." They said, "Well, if I get a premium pro package, how much money will I get?" I said, "More." I said, "Why are you getting caught up in all these details? The name of the game is put yourself in a position to get more. To get more. You can figure out how much more later, but get more and understand something. Karatbars is going to give you more. They're going to give you stuff you're not even counting on. None of us bought a VIP exclusive package for 10 grand 4 years ago because he said, now in 5 years, you're going to be owners of a bank. We just got in the VIP package. He said, what? You're going to get more. None of us bought a premium package so we can own a bank. He said, get a premium package, you're going to get more. You own 725, you probably own shares in the bank. You get more. Everything you care about is going to get you more. The name of the game is being in a position, as Minister Brother Jamil just said, to get more. To get more. Okay? That's what I love about this thing, Karatbars. Even if you don't understand how you're going to get more, I believe in my heart, guys, there are going to be more accidental millionaires come out of Karatbars than anything I've ever seen in 35 years. Than anything this country was ever created. There are going to be more accidental millionaires created out here. They don't even understand what they're doing, but they step down on faith. They step down on faith before they know it. Mr. Harold Sykes said, "Oh, by the way, thank you for stepping out on faith. Here's more. Thank you for stepping out on faith. Here's more. Oh, by the way, you got to put that power ownership in the bank. Here's more." Well, I've never seen that. I've been around the rodeo a bunch of times, man. I've never seen a company owner keep throwing more and you're not even planning. You hadn't written down the book. I wonder what else he's gonna give us. Now I'm thinking that now all the time. I'm thinking if he said do something, I'm gonna do it because I said there got to be more. There's more back there somewhere he's hiding. I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna get me a premium. I'm gonna get a pro. I'm gonna do all those things. Why? Because somewhere in the back of his mind, Mr. Harold Sykes got it laid out where he's gonna do what? Give you more. He is always going to exceed your expectation.
Right.
In 5 years and doing that.
My goodness, how in the world that, and if you're not participating in that line of thought that Mr. Best just outlined, if you're not understanding that at every juncture in the past, at every crossroads in the past, at every fork in the road in the past, we have arrived at the next step of progress, that means that there's more for you today. There's more.
And
the more that we're talking about is something that's guaranteed guaranteed to us if we focus our minds right. And when I say guaranteed, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not qualified to give advice. I'm not prognosticating, predicting, nor prophesying. But I am telling you that more is a relative and very important term for us to understand. Let me ask you something. Some of y'all that don't believe, some of you that's still skeptical, some of you that's sitting on the fence, some of you that don't know whether you want to do this or not. Let me ask you, do you have to eat the whole cow to know you eating beef? I'm gonna ask you that question again. Some of you that's still sitting on the fence, do you eat the whole cow to know you eating beef? You'd have one bite of steak, just one bite of filet mignon. You know you eating some beef. Why you got to eat everything on the cow before you believe there's even beef? You know? No, this has to be the day when we decide wherever we came from. I see the two great men on the line, Dr. Sergio Roselle and Mr. Kevin Thompson. These are from Soldier World, Southwest Washington, D.C. And we see them now, but all over the planet, we're making progress. We're doing things, and we're doing more. As Mr. Best said, you can't lose with the stuff we use. I'm going to leave you with a word from the Reverend Frederick J. Eichencoder. He was better known to many as Reverend Ike. You know what Reverend Ike used to say? Reverend Ike used to say, honey, I love the poor. I love the poor. He said, but the best thing I can do for the poor is not to be one of them. I'm telling you, don't be one of the poor because you were one of the lower vibratory rates. Don't be one of the poor because you had no vision. Don't be one of the poor because you were afraid to make a decision. Don't be one of the poor because you were sitting on the fence. Don't be one of the poor because you got no nerve, no heart, no gump. Stand up and make
gumption.
Gump. I said it, gump. That's right, gumption. Stand up and do something for your family. What do you want your children to say? There's my pop. We throwing dirt on his grave. All he ever did was punch the clock. There's my pop. All he ever did, nothing wrong with punching the clock, but that shouldn't be all you ever do. Now is your time. Now is your chance in your community. Now is the time for you not to just get money and get benefit and get gold and amass wealth just to participate in this world as a consumer. No, we're not going for the okie doke. Mr. Delco told us not long ago, he said that when they came after the tragic 9/11 bombing of the World Trade Center in New York, that the best response that many in leadership in America could give was, we'll show them that we won't be defeated. What should we do? Go shopping.
Go shopping.
Weren't defeated, go shopping, because we were led by people who wanted to keep us dumb. We now have to lead ourselves to a point where we become intelligent and we now begin to grow a new future for ourselves. So our time is coming up on the next reading. We're getting there, but more is what Mr. Best said to us. More is what we have to go looking forward to. More is what we'll do. If you look on the live stream on Mr. Delco's Facebook page, you'll see the last comment. The Facebook, the YouTube link is talking about more. And that's what we need to get and secure for ourselves. More.
You know,
I'm gonna go back
real quick, Mr. Jamil. I was talking to Mr. Best about this point. Many people have some cash. They're sitting on cash, but we have this. Unfortunately, I have to break this bad news to you guys. We have an addiction to those paper rectangles. People hold on to cash knowing they need to move it into an appreciating asset. So what we're doing today is we're just making a grand exchange from paper over to gold. So we're going to go back to the big board. It's time for a reading. We got two more before the Gram-A-Thon ends. Over to you, Mr. Berger.
Thank you so much, Mr. Delco. I'm telling you, what a powerful last couple hours. Just all the information that was shared. Man, so many nuggets have been dropped throughout these couple hours. But let me tell you, right now, at the 5:45 hour, we have reached 1,539 grams of gold has moved from one pocket into the other pocket And the value, think about this, Mr. Dalco, the value of wealth builders has significantly increased today from the fiat currency into the real money gold. How powerful is that, Mr. Dalco? The wealth has increased in wealth builders today. We're living up to our name, building wealth. Mr. Dalco, again, 1,539. Back to you.
You know, something else Miss Shelby Casey Thompson said, I really like this. She says, you know, if you can only get 1/10 of a gram or 6/10 of a gram, don't compare yourselves among yourselves. Right. You know, there's a scripture writing that says, they that compare themselves among themselves are not wise. It's because we all come from varying backgrounds. Don't compare yourself to Ty Best. If you can't do 30 grams right now, do 3. If you can't do 3, do 3/10. But you got to start somewhere. You got to turn on that wealth energy. Ms. Shelby Casey Thompson, since I mentioned you, just go ahead and jump back into that train of thought and anything else that's on your heart. We got 15 more minutes before we close out.
Yeah, definitely. You know, you have to do what your pockets can afford. And, you know, once you do it in whatever increment is comfortable for you, then you just do that on a weekly basis. Or you do it on a monthly basis, then do it on a weekly basis, and then you'll grow into doing it on a daily basis. And then you'll look up and you're like, whoa, I have an ounce of gold. And you put that ounce of gold away for a sunny day, or for your child's college fund, or your child to start their own business, and you just start on the next ounce and just start doing it little by little. It'll happen. It'll definitely happen. Just like, you know, you all grew up with putting those pennies in the big old water jug, and before you know it, you know, you put the pennies in there, it was making so much noise, and then all of a sudden the jar was so big you couldn't pick it up. And so that's exactly how it is going to be with your 1/10 of a gram of gold. Just keep putting it in, putting in, and before you know it, you're going to look up and you worth ounces of gold. So I just encourage you guys to, you know, do what our parents and their parents, they saved in the way that they knew best, in that penny jar or in the Bible or underneath the mattress. They did what they could do. And now we know better, so we're going to do better. And we're saving in gold. Back to you, anybody.
So I'll kick you back over to Mr. Ty Best to sort of start winding this down. Ms. Cheryl Goble, we definitely want to thank you for spending time with us. You could be anywhere with your massive team all over the world, but you're here with the Wealth Builders. And so thank you for hanging out with us.
I love y'all, and I put my phone on mute because I'd rather hang out with y'all than the best people on the planet. That's a joke, by the way. But I just got to say one last thing. They said don't compare yourselves with others, and I firmly agree with that. But I'm really jealous of Jamil over there being chauffeured around.
I know it.
I'm not, you know, Britt chauffeurs me, but it's not quite the same look as Jamil's got.
Oh, who is he, the Godfather? I mean, come on.
Exactly. I love y'all. Have a great weekend and great job. Y'all are just incredible. Got my heart.
He's rolling. Look, thank you, Shirley. And look, go ahead, Brother Jamil.
I just wanted to let you all know I'm glad you joined me here at my home on the day of my daughter's wedding. Go right ahead. To you, Mr. Tom Best. To you.
I just want to say, look, I mean this sincerely. Don't let people outside the family know what you think. Okay? Until they're in the family, don't tell them about this goal. Okay, how many times I have to tell you, stop letting people outside the family know what you think? Okay? Please. Okay? Now, someday I'm going to come to you, Jamil. I'm going to ask for a favor. I don't know when I may not. But I might ask for a favor at some point. I mean, all these years. Anyway. Look, well, I want to comment on Shelby and what on Miss Shelby Thompson, what Mr. Jamil said, because they brought out a point to me about our parents did the best they could. Our parents did the best they could. And there was a point Brother Jamil, when having that job and getting that Friday paycheck, that was noble. Man, you had a paycheck, you got a paycheck every Friday. In fact, in the Black community, you had a paycheck coming every Friday. We thought you were rich. Okay, I grew up, man, you had a guy in the house or somebody else got a paycheck every Friday. I don't care if it was a little paycheck. That was some money, Jack. Every Friday, woo, that was some money. But we got to make a paradigm shift now. We're beyond that. We got a lot of folks working for the government, working for private industry, get paid twice a month, every month, once a month. We got a lot of folks got paycheck. So that's no longer noble because you got a job. Okay? Because you can put a car in the driveway. You can go out and lease your Mercedes or mortgage your house, or you can go out and buy your Mercedes and pay $50,000, $60,000 for all that nonsense. That's no longer noble. That day is gone. Don't be impressed with yourself because you can take care of yourself. Any grown man can take care of himself. Should be able to. Or should be fighting to. Okay? But the day has changed where you say, wait a minute, I can take care of myself, and I can take care of my family, and guess what? I can take care of folks in the community too. How big is your dream? How much you can contribute? How much can you add to society? That's what we saw all the time. Man, one of the most aggravating things to me, when I talk to somebody, I'm gonna talk about this next week on the conference call. So I'm aggravating when somebody say to me, I'm doing okay. I want to reach through the phone and grab them. I know you're doing okay. A lot of folks doing okay. That's one of the challenges. A lot of folks are doing okay, but they say, I am my brother's keeper. Can I help somebody? I'm not saying give it to them. I'm not saying you got to, because give it to them will not help them. I really, truly don't believe in that. I believe you teach a person to fish, they learn how to fish. They eat for a lifetime. I believe in that adage. You give them a fish, they eat for a day. But if you can teach them to fish, this is what we're doing in Wealth Builders Worldwide. This is what we're doing in this organization. We're teaching people to fish. We're teaching people to become self-reliant. We're teaching people to grab hold of the team now. Don't be by yourself. Don't be independent. You're out there by yourself. You got a team that's going to help you, but nobody's going to do it for you. But you grab hold of people on this team, and we're going to teach you to fish you can eat for a lifetime and be independent. So when that cause come up that you want to support, that cause come up that you want to defend, you have the strength, or as Brother Jamil said, you have the gumption to stand on your feet and say, this is what I believe, and this is what I would die for, and this is what I will fight for. Okay? What's your cause is beyond self? Okay? One of my biggest dreams for the longest, for the time I got in network, don't ask me where it came from. I said I wanted to help sheltered and battered women. I don't know where it came from. It's not a personal experience of mine, but because I met so many people through this networking business and women through this networking business who were in bondage in situations where they felt they could not get out of. I said, one of my dreams, I would like to be able to finance just shelters all around America and just say, when a woman says she got a situation she can't get out of, I said, go right over there. They got you. They're going to feed you, clothe you and your family, your kids, until you get on your feet. And it's all already paid for. You ain't got to run a thing. Okay, you can leave that abusive situation. One of my dreams, big time dreams. Okay, that's one of the causes I want to support. Don't know where it came from, just in my spirit. Been in my spirit since the time I was a child. Never came from abusive environment. Don't know anybody on a person that's been abused. Don't have that. But somehow that was been in my spirit because I've met so many different women in situations like that where they felt bondage and can't get out of. What's your dream? Okay, I love what we do here on this platform. Okay, coming together and say, let's make this happen because the whole community rises and benefits from this experience. As we bring more and more people into the world of weapons, so I believe we're going to be the biggest networking concept this world has ever seen. I believe the Caribous will have 8, 9, 10 million people. As Big Boom said, may he rest in peace. Caribous just having less than 1% of the marketplace is going to be bigger than the entire networking industry. The company, our company, and now with cryptocurrency, there's no doubt in my mind about it. I thought that way just about the gold. But now with the gold and the cryptocurrency, please, this baby is a done deal. All roads lead right here to Caribous. Don't anybody tell you anything else. I don't know what they think. I made that audio message 2 weeks ago. I don't care what they think. What's your dream? Thank you, Ms. Shirley Gober. Thank you, Mr. Roddenberry. Thank Ms. Shelby Thompson. Thank you, Mr. Kevin Thompson. Thank you, Brother Jamil. Thank you, Mr. Mike Delco. And thank all Ms. Maxine Jones and all the folks who play team. Because this is what it's all about. Look, I don't care. The quarterback may get all the accolades. His name may be on the front page the next day. But if that guard don't block, if that tackle don't block, if that center don't block, okay, he don't look good. If that wide receiver don't,
He's gonna have a short career too.
Okay.
He's gonna have a short career too.
I have a short career. Okay, this is a team effort. That's a team that's moved almost 2,000 grams ago. That's not one of us. That's a team effort. And the day's gonna come, we just Gram-A-Thon, we're gonna move in 10, 20, 15,000 on a Friday. We're like, Carabao across, what are you guys doing? So we're in the process of making history. We're not moving to Gram-A goal. We're making history. Big difference. And I'm done.
Okay, so we have reached the 6 o'clock hour. We're going to kick this over to the numbers maestro, Mr. Rodney Berger, to give us our final total for this Gram-A-Thon. A couple of things happened today that's amazing. Ms. Charlene brought it up. We're helping people reach rank, which increases your position in your income. So we did that. We're also closing out the week. It's 6 o'clock. That's when the numbers switch over for the week. So we closed some people out with some good incomes today. And more importantly than everything else, we saved a bunch of gold for our own families and our legacy. So thank you, Mama Gram-A-Thon, Miss Shelby Casey. Thank you so much for this amazing idea. I mean, you talk about, this is brilliant on another level. I don't want to talk too long, but I get emotional about you, Shelby. Mama Gram-A-Thon, you are a beast. I love you, girl. You are amazing. Thank you, Jamil Muhammad. Thank you, Kevin Thompson, 1/3 of Team Freedom, the Team Freedom CEO. Thank you, Ms. Sherry Brown, the lady under the cap. Thank you, Dr. Rozelle, the man who forgot to wear his bow tie today. Thank you for the beautiful island girl, Ms. Maxine Jones. And of course, our senior partner and the founder of Wealth Builders Worldwide, the inimitable Mr. Ty Best. Thank you so much, man. And over to you, Mr. Rodney Berger, to the big board.
And Mr. Michael Godolfo, can I say one thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Brother Jamil Muhammad. I can say that. I don't want you to hear me say nothing else, Rodney Berger. Don't say nothing else. Brother Jamil Muhammad, I love you.
She said it. Proper enunciation. Over to you, Mr. Berger.
All right, the numbers are still crunching, so give me another 2 minutes.
All right, Mr. Thompson, you got anything you want to say before we close out while he's calculating?
I just need y'all to sit at the edge of your seat. So let me show me.
Okay, we're there. We're there.
Go to the edge of your seat, guys.
I just want to thank you all. Thank you guys so much. Before we go to the buzzer, Kimberly Henning says she just put 3 grams in as a buzzer beater. Talk about that point shot, that 3-pointer. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. Salute to the team. Thank you, Mr. Tyrone Best, for being the head of this, at the helm of this boat, sir. Mr. Michael Delco and Jamil Muhammad and all of our families, Sister Sherry Brown, Mr. Maxine Jones, and Mr. Rodney Berger. It's on you, buddy.
And Miss Maxine Jones, while you're waiting for your amazing sponsor, a word or two from you before we close. Did I lose Mama Max? Dr. Rozelle, you got a word for us before we close?
I do, sir. Thank you so much for this this great opportunity. And Ms. Thompson, again, salute to you. This was brilliant. And of course, to leadership, you, Mr. Dalco, Mr. Best, and of course, all the amazing leaders that are on here today. Mr. Best, I heard this one saying one time, I've heard give a person a fish they eat for a day, you feed them, teach them how to fish they eat for a lifetime. But you know what we're doing over here? We buying the lake, we buying the pond, we own the bank. So we taking care of generations to come. So thank you for that. And brother Muhammad, oh my goodness, sir, I salute you as well. Thank you. Success is voluntary. You deserve it. Keep soaring. Ahoo.
Okay, are you sure
you got it?
Are you sure? I don't think y'all at the edge of your seat, guys. Come on now. Give me some drum roll. All right. Man, this makes me proud to be a part of Caribbeans International and Wealth Builders Worldwide, because you guys rock. Are you ready?
We're ready.
Come on, here it comes. 1,727 grams of gold. Money moved from one pocket from fiat currency into another pocket with gold. My God. Closing thoughts for me, Mr. Delco. This was an amazing day today, and it was an emotional day too. Just as I look back when I took that early retirement and look where I am today, I'm happy. I love what we do. Thank you all for allowing me to display the gift that I never knew that was in me that came out, to be able to be honored to do this gram bar meter for you. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for today. Mr. Delco and all of you guys, I love you. Mr. Delco, back to you. I'll leave the screen up so everybody can just gaze upon that number. Back to you.
And I don't have anything else to say. Mr. Best, I think you were trying to say something.
Yeah, I am. I'm gazing on something. I'm gazing at number 2,000.
Woo!
And see, I want to go another 30 minutes. I want to go another 30 minutes. I think that 2,000 was in earshot. That 2,000 was in reach. Okay, that 2,000 in reach. I'm getting texts from people. They just getting off work. They want to get their grams and they want to get their grams in. They texting me. I don't know how Mr. Deco getting these texts, but he texted me. They said, man, can the marathon go another 30 minutes? I'm like, I can do it. I don't know if Mr. Berger can do it. I don't know if King Jamil Muhammad can do it. Because, he's back in the limbo.
I'm here.
He might be going on an appointment. I don't know.
No, we have this, Mr. Best. We can tell you that right now, I want to concur and back up and corroborate what you've just said. We're receiving text messages as we speak from around the corner. I just got some messages from California, folks getting off work in California from the first shift. We have people in Atlanta, Georgia, Brother Kevin, who are getting off on their shifts down in Atlanta, and they're texting up in New York City, in Brooklyn, and in the Bronx. We're hearing from folks there. They want to be a part of the Gram-A-Thon. They don't want to get left out. They don't want the train to leave them at the station. They're trying to make sure they can catch on to that train. They said, people, get ready. There's a train coming. You don't need no ticket, just a gram of gold.
Well, look, let's do this. Let's do this, Mr. Best, because we do have different time zones. How about we run now? Just so we're clear, everybody, we run from 3 to 6 Eastern because we're running concurrent with our commission structure, and it ends at 6. And the numbers have jumped up. The numbers look beautiful. But how about, because we've got people still at work on the West Coast, just getting home on the East Coast, wanting to do their grams, let's keep Gram-A-Thon, the website. Text your team out and tell them to get their grams and go to www.gramathon.info and post their grams. It'll post on the big board. And at midnight, Mr. Berger, you can tally. And tomorrow on the power call, we'll give a big total and we'll see how far we got. You guys can keep running here. Mr. Berger, I'll make you host. And we'll keep running here. But let's keep doing it until midnight, Mr. Best.
There you go.
Sounds great to me. So we're going to stay sort of live on this platform for maybe another 30 minutes. And then after that, we're going to shut it down, you said, but people can still keep adding to the Gram-A-Thon.
Yes, sir. And I want to give you all greetings now from the great city of Hampton, Virginia. The great city of Hampton, Virginia, where Hampton University is hosting their annual homecoming this weekend in Hampton, Virginia. So I don't know if you've ever heard of that place, Mr. Best, but it's called Hampton. So we're here in Hampton right now.
15 minutes from me.
All right.
So people get ready. There's a train coming.
Train time.
Don't need no ticket. You just get on board.
Just right.
Get a gram. Just get a gram.
Brother Jamil,
Yes,
call me at 32 Eastern time, and I'll give you the total from 6 to 6:30.
6:32, yes, sir.
We'll do the next countdown at midnight. I'm on the power call tomorrow. All right, is that what you want?
Yes, sir. We'll give you a call at 6:32, sir. Now too, but thanks everybody. God bless, and we'll see you next week or next time we convene.
That's right.
God bless you, everybody. God willing, the creek don't rise. We'll be back. All right. Peace and blessings.
That go.
Right. King Jamil Muhammad. I love that. All right, guys, we out.
For those of you who are still watching on Facebook Live and are still on the platform, we will continue this live stream until 6:30 Eastern Time, and we will have a total count of the Gram-A-Thon all the way up to 6:30, and we will continue counting grams until midnight tonight Eastern Time. So if you're at work or headed home and you did not get a chance to purchase your grams of gold, you still can do so and submit your count here on gramathon.info, and we will keep that tally. We will do a tally count at 6:30 Eastern Time, and we will also do the final count at midnight tonight at Eastern Time. So keep putting those grams counts in, keep purchasing gold and paying yourself first. What an amazing day that we have. We hit 1,727 grams in just 3 hours today. So keep your eye on this stream. We will keep the stream live until about 6:35. Till we get the final count in. So keep your eyes on the screen, and we'll be back in just a little bit for the final update of this live stream. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being a part of the stream. What an amazing day we've had. This has been incredible. So I'll be back on in just a little bit, in 15 minutes. Well, good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen, those who are still watching this live stream. In 5 minutes, we will do the 6:30 tally. Between 6 and 6:30, we will do the tally, and then we will do the final. We will end this live stream at 6:35, and then this evening we will do the final count at midnight tonight at Eastern time. So keep putting your grams in. If you're just getting home from work, you can still submit your gram at gramathon.info, and everything. You can submit the form there, and we will get that count in this evening. So we just got 5 more minutes to get included in the 6:30 total. So let's go, guys. 5 more minutes. We'll talk to you soon. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop sharing the screen for a minute and I'm going to give you guys the total. Just give me about 2 minutes and we will have the grand total for 6:30 and then we will go in this stream. Then we'll be back. We'll have a grand count, get back onto Gram-A-Thon.info at midnight tonight for the grand total. Okay, well, here is our last count while we're on this live stream this evening. We will have, again, a total count for the day after midnight tonight. So just check Gram-A-Thon.info for details after midnight to see the grand total. We'll also announce the grand total tomorrow on the power call at 10:45 a.m., which is the Super Saturday power call. So listen, guys, are you ready for the grand total for until 6:30, the 6:30 time? Now at 6 o'clock, we did 1,727 grams. And then at 6:30, the count rose to 1,749 grams of gold. Gold that was transferred from one pocket over to the other pocket because gold is real money and you're paying yourself first. So it's not like you're losing anything. You just actually increase the wealth of your bank and your family. So ladies and gentlemen, Wealth Builders Worldwide has increased our worth today significantly. So congratulations, Wealth Builders Worldwide. What an amazing day we had today. This stream will be provided on our YouTube channel later this evening on Wealth Building System. Just go to wealthbuildersworldwide.info and click on our YouTube channel, and you'll be able to get this live stream recorded on there. So we're excited. What an amazing day we've had. Our top producer, Charlene Gover, was on here sharing some amazing wisdom on talking to people. So make sure you get to go back and watch that. Again, this is Rodney Berger. I am the CIO, the gram meter technician here, getting these counts and tallies in. What an amazing day. We have moved away this pile of gold, or cash, I should say, this pile of cash, and replacing it with gold. And again, the total at 6:30 is 1,749. What an amazing day that we've had today. We'll see you on the next Gram-A-Thon. And here we're going to close out the stream this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being a part of this live stream with us. We've had an amazing day, and we appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for an amazing day. We're going to stop the stream at this time. Have a blessed evening, everyone. Get back to the person who shared this video with you and tell them you are ready to start saving in gold and building your family's wealth.